You'd be fucked up, actually. If someone made like a binaural podcast, where it's just like, go fuck yourself, you have to be...
Hey.
No, I don't mean like that. But I meant like, I can't remember the actual term for it.
Yeah, the binaural where it's
we did it in stereo.
Yeah. Like we do ours. Ours is mono, actually, because it's a smaller file. Or actually, the YouTube version has higher quality audio because it doesn't cost me money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I use like slightly more raw audio. Like it's raw with my filters.
Speaking of audio, Spotify 2021 Wrapped came out.
Spotify Wrapped,
and I know you just said you don't use Spotify, which I forgot. You use
YouTube Music.
Yeah, formerly of Google Music.
Formerly Google Music, and it's not great, but it's just I already live here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, so the Spotify Wrapped. I know you saw the memes about it and all that.
Yeah,
but the opening of it is actually like, it's so... Now that you told me it was written by like an unpaid intern...
No, the concept of the Spotify Wrapped as a story, which started in like 2019, was done by an unpaid intern. Okay, and then the someone else did the graphic design this time or whatever. I'm sure.
But like everything they say is like stuff I heard on like another podcast that making fun of how like Gen Z kids talk.
Yeah.
It's like, if 2021 was a movie, you were the main character. Mm-hmm. And every movie needs a soundtrack. I hate that I actually have to watch them to get to the bad parts. I already watched it on my Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was... well, everyone was trying to figure out what NFTs were. You had one song on repeat.
Mm-hmm. But, like, what song was it, bitch?
I'll go back. Oh, I think that's how they said your top song this year was. It was "Kiss Me More" by Doja Cat.
Ooh.
Yeah. My top songs were "Kiss Me More" by Doja Cat, "Decepticon" by Le Tigre, "Dark Days" by Pup, "Meet Me at Our Spot" by The Anxiety, and "Constant Headache" by Joyce Manor.
Nice.
So, and then my top artist was still Pup, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. You deserve a playlist as long as your skincare routine.
Okay.
In a year like 2021, even your music gets a vibe check. It's time to unveil your audio aura. Like, they just put this like colorful fucking thing, and they just go like, this is what your audio aura is, and it's like, okay. Like, mine is bold and energy. So it's like purple and blue. Purple and orange.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's not blue.
Yeah,
Are you alright?
No, I'm not. You always understood the assignment. You listened to 72 different genres this year.
Wow.
Yeah. Top genres: punk, indie rock, Midwest emo, Canadian indie, surf punk. As always. How well do you know you? We're talking whatever. Oh, there was one podcast that lived in your head rent-free all year long. The Gus and Eddie podcast.
Wow, not even ours. If you got our podcast...
I don't listen to it on Spotify.
No, I know. You don't listen to our podcast.
I listen to it every week as I do it.
Yeah. No, but if you out there listen to our podcast and we're in your Spotify Wrapped, tweet it at me at the Media Hole. And I'll retweet it. Or like it. Or comment. Oh, it said the thing where it's like, yeah, thinking your favorite podcast host
or
your family.
Yeah.
That's not cool. Hey, if you're listening to this podcast,
we're not your family.
We're not your family, and it's okay. If you know us in real life, obviously that's a different deal. But like, if you just listen to our podcast or watch us on YouTube or whatever, like, we're not your family. We're not looking to be that way. We are entertainment. We don't know you, but you can pretend to have friends when you listen to us, because also that's helpful, but also don't let it get too fucked up. You feel me?
Yeah, you feel. Jaw feel. Yaw file.
Anyway, this is the Media Hole Podcast. This is a weekly podcast in which myself and Ian talk about all sorts of news and media and television shows and comic books and film. Anyway, Roe v. Wade is probably going to be overturned.
Yeah.
I laugh because it's a funny non sequitur, but also it's fucked up and bad. And I don't like that, and I think it's bad for everybody.
There's no reason to overturn Roe v. Wade except you hate women.
I want to just get rid of abortions. And it's like...
I think that falls into hate women.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure does. But you just want to get rid of that shit. And it's like, why? Why just fucking don't get one?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't out here trying to ban smoking. I think smoking cigarettes is terrible. I ain't out here being like, nobody can buy fucking cigarettes.
In fact, I think that some people are a bit too mean to smokers.
Sure.
I don't see why you can't have a smoking section on a patio. I don't see why you got to be 10 feet away, especially when it's a bar and it's like past 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
When it's like you're like, say you're at fucking Lionheart.
You can't like. It's because you can't be like, well, this is legal only for this specific. You know what I mean? Because you're like, okay, you need to be 10 feet away from all entrances to any building. Because like, if you're fucking out front of an office and some pregnant woman comes out there, like, yeah, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean?
Hold it in for a second.
Yeah, like get a little bit further away. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But like, you can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
bars that late at night. Why is a pregnant woman out at the bar?
Because her friends are allowed to drink.
Then go inside.
Doesn't?
Hang out inside with your friends.
Mm-hmm. No, I get why. It's just like you can't say, well, for bars, this law is not, you know the vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well,
I think it should be up to the business owner.
I think,
and that's why I am now a libertarian.
I think then you get like the weird, yeah, exactly, libertarians where it's like, well, in my bar, it's legal to smoke inside. Fuck you, government.
Well, libertarians against gay marriage would also be the kind of people, would be like, because like people who are against gay marriage will always be like, oh, a man and a woman and a woman. What's next? Us fucking animals. It's like, that's a very large leap. So a libertarian who believed that would be like, I can smoke inside. That means I can legally kill people.
Yeah, right. Or like
with my dog wife.
Or really, it's, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna start my own country with
with blackjack and hookers.
No, not with blackjack and hookers. With a lower or no age of consent law. Libertarians. I was just listening to a podcast about all the different times libertarians have attempted to start their own micro country.
Yeah, I saw.
At sea.
I've only seen that one example where they went to that like small, like 400, and then moved into a small town and like cut all the social services and destroyed the town.
There's that one, but this one was okay. This one is all about all the times they've gone to sea and done it. Try to make because currently, I don't know if you know this. Currently, the guy who founded PayPal, is supporting a group of people who are making...
Wasn't that Elon Musk?
No, Elon Musk just was a coder for PayPal.
Okay. I thought this might have been another...
He's got some fucking German last name. I don't know what his name is. But there's like an NFT boat called the Satoshi.
Yeah.
That exists out in the world where they're trying to make it into a libertarian nation. And this guy, the guy who founded PayPal, is on board. Because, of course, like, if you found a libertarian nation, there's no taxes. So, like, if you could just do tax loopholes and also fuck all the underage girls and boys you want. Because he's gay. The founder of PayPal is a gay man.
Oh, so that means he definitely wants to fuck all the underage boys. Because remember, if you're gay, you're a pedophile.
Exactly. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, you know what? Gay people can be pedophiles, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Anyone can be a pedophile.
Women can be pedophiles.
Have you seen how sexy children are getting? Women can be pedophiles too, as we found out the other night about our friend. I want to leave that ambiguous to protect their identity, but because it makes it sound worse.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking a 16-year-old is as bad as fucking a 12-year-old, though.
It depends on how old you are.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by that, is like, the closer they are to adult, it's still wrong.
Yeah.
But it's less wrong.
Sure.
What was I watching? I was watching something recently where this guy was, like, having sex with a bunch of people, and then oh, you know what? It was Family Guy. I was watching Family Guy in a hotel room.
Okay.
And, there was a joke where one of the characters straight up had like fucked a 15-year-old, and the joke was that he fucked the 15-year-old and wasn't like morally disgusted by it.
Wow, that's probably not chill.
It wasn't very funny. Literally just sitting there going like, why would you make this joke? Who wrote this and thought this was funny? Who was like, haha, guys, isn't it so funny? Isn't it like so funny that like he had sex with a 15-year-old or something?
Oh.
And I'm paying like a bunch of Korean people to animate it now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Family Guy should have stayed canceled the first time.
When it got canceled after the first season, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I think up to the 5th season, it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like...
Once whatever episode has Brian where he goes like, well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty, that's when the show got super bad.
Yeah, also the episode where Quagmire's dad is a trans woman.
I think that one happened way after.
Yeah, that's a bad episode. Just like really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And fucked up. And also like literally fucking Quagmire continually like having moments where he pulls one up on Brian because it's like Quagmire's like, oh yeah, I fucking volunteered at the homeless shelter. Meanwhile, you're a liberal, but you don't do shit. And it's like, okay, it's good that you work at a homeless shelter, but also like you're a literal sex pest who has committed rape before.
Yeah, fucking Family Guy is like peak, like, oh, you're a fucking fake, like you're cosplaying as an activist, like the fucking like all the characters, like how Lisa Simpson is now versus to how she used to be. But like they just claim that everyone else is like that.
Brian's bit is like cosplaying as an activist, but it's like
Brian's bit is caring about everything but doing nothing about it.
Yeah, but like also, you know, that's realistic, and I guess it's better than like not even pretending to care.
Yeah. Also, volunteering at like a homeless shelter definitely makes you like not a bad person, but it doesn't make you the best person in the world.
Like it's good. Like it's not bad to do. I'm happy that people do it. I personally do not. Does that make me a terrible person because I don't want to do that? I don't know. But I still like think homelessness is bad and a problem that needs to be solved.
Yeah.
Like in some kind of way. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Do we have any non-depressing news? Oh, this is like kind of funny. Take-Two. I don't know if you've heard of this. They're doing a bunch of weird like trademark copyright bullshit.
Take-Two, which has one of the creators of the best-selling game of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Actually, no. Best-selling full-priced game of all time.
Yeah.
Because Minecraft is not a full-priced game.
One of the best-selling games of all time. Multiple of really high-selling games.
Pretty much all they need to do is put out a GTA and then put out a number on it on top of it, and they are doing the best-selling games.
Grand Theft Auto. They own 2K games as well. You know, they own a bunch of different publishers that have put out a lot of different popular games.
Borderlands,
Mafia,
other things.
And so they've like done weird shit, trademark shit, where they're like copyrighting like the names of things such as mafia, the word mafia, you know, a thing they didn't invent. Among their own name, Take-Two, as well as Rockstar and Star Rock. Again, like Rockstar is a thing that is not exclusive to Rockstar Games.
Yeah. Gene Simmons. I'm surprised he never tried to copyright the word Rockstar.
Marvel and DC co-own the word superhero.
Good for them.
Which is funny, because it's like, that's literally a fucking monopoly.
I can't wait to see them to Take-Two Interactive go after fucking Rockstar Incorporated, the drink company, because they have a same name. And I don't know who's going to win, but it's definitely not going to be Take-Two, because Rockstar is owned by Pepsi.
Yeah. But the thing that they have gone after is the video game It Takes Two, because it's similar to Take-Two, and they're claiming it's based on their name, and it's like, it's clearly based on the fucking song.
Yeah. Also, It Takes Two
is a saying.
Take-Two is completely different.
Also, again, in the trailer, it plays the song "It Takes Two, Baby."
Also, I believe I think the movie industry should go and sue Take-Two Interactive because definitely it's
they make
Take-Two. Or they kill every movie set and give a cease and desist to the guy who does the fucking thing. The gate or whatever.
No, it's fuck. Oh my god. I used to know it.
Doesn't it have like a dumb name or something?
Well, it's like a clapper, I think is that thing, but I don't know what the job of the person who uses it is called.
It's the fapper.
I'm going to jim the camera.
Yeah, so anyways, that's like little baby shit. That's so stupid.
It's dumb.
Also, shut the fuck up about words.
Yeah.
For real. And you know what I was thinking about the other day?
What were you thinking about the other
Does
day?
music go into the public domain the same way that like
Yep.
stuff does? So if I was streaming on Twitch and I went and played like an Elvis Presley song.
No, Elvis Presley's songs.
You're right, that
are
was like
not
the 40s.
Old enough.
If I went and did some other
played music
bullshit,
from the 1920s?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like if I got a DMCA, I'd be like, "Excuse you."
You could not get a DMCA, but even
I'm sure they would. Well, but you also get DMCAs for dumb shit on Twitch now and YouTube because it's like, oh, someone sampled this and therefore it is now illegal, and it's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you could easily dispute it, I guess, if you did get.
Yeah, but whatever. Twitch is going down in a fucking burning fire.
Yep, fuck all of them.
Well, because everyone's leaving Twitch.
Yeah.
The Twitch thinks they're like fucking who was it? Critical was talking about this because Ludwig has moved over to YouTube Gaming now. And he got 3 policy violations within his first 3 days.
Yeah.
But Critical says that this is gonna keep happening because people keep getting offers from YouTube and think are gonna go do it.
Yeah, because the thing with YouTube gaming is even though it's like arguably a less good platform for live streaming video games than Twitch.
Yeah.
Like it's big enough that you can like you know, like get away with doing it. Like if you get a fat check, it's not fucking Mixer.
Yeah. It's not Ninja going to Mixer and losing 90% of his viewer base.
It's not Facebook fucking gaming. You know what I mean?
Facebook gaming is the one I do not understand. I don't even know how to access Facebook gaming.
Me neither, actually.
Like, and I know Facebook like keeps all other than Messenger keeps all their shit into like one app. I don't even know how to get to gaming from Facebook. Okay, I found it.
Okay, so he did find it.
But it's off to the side. It's very off to the side.
He
did
find it. Also, you probably wouldn't watch it.
I wouldn't.
Because it's also like not everything needs to be Facebook.
Yeah. Not everything needs to be YouTube, but also Twitch is not everything needs to be Amazon.
Right, like the Twitch DMCA, because like again, Twitch.tv is a solid streaming platform. It's definitely the one I prefer to use over YouTube streaming.
Yeah.
Also, like the emotes and all the community there on Twitch is like massive and like has its own vibe to it.
Yeah, like YouTube gaming was just like, let's put YouTube comments but live.
Yeah.
Where like a lot of the things people just say are like worthless, but then Twitch will be like, you know,
a lot
reacting
better
to the game, trying to have a conversation with
also
the streamer.
PogChamp.
And PogChamp, yeah. And then like if your only experience with streamers is like HoloLive bitches, those women are in a completely different game because they don't have their super chats on. Like, that's also a stupid way of calling it, the super chats.
Yeah, the donos, essentially.
Yeah, it's donations. They don't have their sub notifications on. I don't even know if when you get, like, this, like, when you do your, like, resub, or when your sub goes up, you, like, on the Twitch, on the streams I watch, when you're subbed to someone,
yeah,
you get to send them a message after, like, your first month or whatever.
Okay, I think on YouTube they have that for membership and for super chats, but like definitely like being good at streaming, whether you're on YouTube or otherwise, is like managing to read donos and shit without doing only that. There's
so many streamers back in the day.
Like, it was
it was just like all they did was thank subscribers, but it wasn't like their gameplay. It's not like they were like a speedrunner or something. where it's like, oh, the importance is the gameplay. It's like, no, I started liking this channel because you were like a good
funny.
personality.
Yeah.
But then now it's like you have 20,000 viewers, and every fucking like
Every 5
minutes,
seconds you're thanking subs.
yeah, you like start a bit and then you turn over and you like mute your mic with the boys you're playing. You're like, thank you, 5,000 people for subscribing.
That's why I really like one thing I like about the HoloLive girls is a lot of them will do like, okay, if like a
Super
if
Chat
one
Sundays.
super chats like read after the fact, and also unless something like really funny pops up, and then they'll read it, and it's like, yo, that's funny.
That's why I like how Pat does it.
Yeah,
Who Pat stares at, where he'll read them before his stream, and then anything he misses, he will check the backlog and read them again. Read them at the start of the next stream.
or like a lot of the VShojos have the bit donos with sound effects.
Yeah,
I fucking love those.
with the big farts.
The big farts is funny, but also like there are so many clips on Iron Mouse's stream of like perfectly timed, oh my god, it's Jason Bourne. And that makes me fucking die.
There's some really good ones with there's this one they were like a Let's Play channel, but then when COVID started, they just purely became like a group live stream channel where they'll do like a 4-hour stream every day.
Wow.
With like all the boys, where one guy will play something and the other guys will like play something else in the background, but they'll like talk about the main game and stuff.
Yeah.
Mostly they'll be playing RuneScape on the side or some shit.
Love it.
But so they in their beginnings of their channel, they really love the joke from Family Guy when it's like, you could get the boat or the mystery box, and Lois is like, let's take the boat, and Peter's like, but Lois, it's a mystery box. It could be anything. It could even be a boat, and that was like their favorite fucking thing. So now their whole thing is like being in a boat.
That's a joke close enough to a Simpsons joke that it'd be funny.
It is, yeah.
Like that. It's funny.
That's like on par with $20. I wanted a peanut.
Yeah, $20 can buy you many peanuts. How?
Money can be exchanged
for goods and services.
Yeah, but so like their whole thing, their like ending credit thing where they have their Patreon show up on the side is like the 4 of them chilling in a boat. But they have their bit donos or whatever YouTube's equivalent is it's just different boat horns that play.
That's great.
Well, yeah, it was a fucking gaming channel that was started by Alpharad.
Oh yeah,
and then he left, and then it got much better.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, okay, I got this new hoodie, and
Yeah.
I'm looking on camera, and every time I see it, I think of the
Oh, the Supreme fucking like baggy. Oh yeah.
Who wore it better, me or Goku?
Eren Yeager. There's a really good one with Eren Yeager from fucking Attack on Titan, going like, Mikasa, this fit was $8,000. A brother can't pay his rent this month. Be a real one and throw me some bands my way. And it's like, it's so funny because I don't watch Attack on Titan anymore, but that is exactly what his character is like after their fucking time skip.
Yeah.
There's a guy on TikTok who makes these really good videos where he's like, all right, nerd drinking game, have a drink every single time blank happens. And he keeps doing it for anime. It's like, have a drink at My Hero Academia Season 1, have a drink every time Deku cries. And then it just cuts to him like passed out on the floor. And it was like, all right, Attack on Titan Season 4, have a drink every single time Eren commits a war crime.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of war crimes, Jeff Keighley.
The Game Awards? The Game Awards are in some heat for something that they didn't say about Activision.
So the thing was with Activision is like Jeff Keighley had said multiple times that like essentially, you know, he wasn't going to take a side, which
not great.
Not a great statement to make.
But he also did the very like easy statement of saying where it's like, well, we're not celebrating Blizzard Activision. Yeah. We're celebrating the game developers like Rocksteady and the other ones who work on Call of Duty now.
You mean Ravensoft?
Doesn't Rocksteady also work for them now?
Rocksteady is the Batman.
You're right, Ravensoft. I always get them wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like we're celebrating Ravensoft or Infinity Ward or Treyarch, shit like that. And it's like, but you're also still giving huge publicity to these games created by
right, exactly,
created and owned by monsters.
Right, like, or not created by necessarily, but owned by, or like profited off of by. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm sure the people who make Call of Duty, like the individual people, most of them are decent people, right? But that doesn't mean I think Activision's good, and that doesn't mean I think Call of Duty's good.
Yeah, I think actually both of those are quite bad. But
yeah, I think maybe you shouldn't let real gun companies advertise guns in the video game that is mostly played by children.
So the article was everyone getting like really pissy about Kotaku and all that. Look, Kotaku wrote the article about the Game Awards and Jeff Keighley.
Yep.
And in the article it says Keighley added he supported people coming forward with their stories, but also didn't want to diminish developers' opportunities to spotlight their games. Pretty much just saying like what I just said is the Ravensoft thing.
I get what I read this article and I thought this article, like, other than me thinking Jeff Keighley seems like a decent dude, this article actually isn't that offensive. It's just like...
It's not. It's that everyone wanted to point out that a few years ago when Kojima got ousted from Konami, they did a whole bit that like pissed off Konami because it was all about how they're making a giant fucking mistake by not letting Kojima do his thing, which they were correct about, but also... The reason why they won't do a bit about why Active Blizzard is a fucking massive evil corporation is because Bobby Kotick is on the advisory board for the Game Awards. And I don't think that Jeff Keighley has the power to remove him. Kojima is also on the advisory board. So they probably said to him...
Well, he was on the advisory board after that.
Okay. Yeah, but they were like, clearly they sucked his dick so hard, he was like, I guess I'll join.
Well, him and... So Kojima and Jeff Keighley had met a bunch of times. So they're like actually pretty good friends. Yeah. To the point that Jeff Keighley's in fucking Death Stranding. Yeah,
it's just like... They're not going to talk shit on a guy who is probably giving them money.
And on top of that, like, it's like, okay, yeah, fucking Activision Blizzard is terrible, and a lot of the stuff that's come out actually seems like there's going to be legitimate legal trouble for them because of how bad it is. They're being
sued by the state of California.
Right, exactly. And, like, that's good. But, like, they didn't do shit with the Ubisoft thing a couple years ago, or whenever all the Ubisoft shit came out. And it's like the point, I guess, is like...
Also, someone from Ubisoft is on their advisory board.
Exactly, but, right, my point
Same with EA.
My point is, like, the Game Awards is, like, an organization that is intentionally going to be doing things that, like, the fucking mainstream game companies want. Like, you know, it's cool that they highlight indie games. It's cool, all this other shit, right? But, like, ultimately... The Game Awards is a mainstream organization that's not going to succeed in what it wants to do by fucking alienating these big companies. Konami is like a non-entity to most people now, other than putting out fucking collections of their old good games. Like, that is where they're making all their money. Like, buy Castlevania the Anniversary Collection, or the Advanced Collection, or whatever, right? And, you know, fucking... It wasn't... hard to talk shit on them once they had, you know, gotten rid of Kojima. Like, also, he's personal friends with Kojima, so that's going to matter more to Jeff, and he's going to fight harder for it. Right?
Yeah.
But, like, the fucking Oscars, I mean, Oscars aren't great either, dude. Like, how many Miramax movies won Oscars? Right? How many Weinstein Company's movies have won Oscars?
Yeah.
How many fucking Oscars does Roman Polanski or Woody Allen have? Like, it's shitty. It's shitty and bad. And, like, it should change. At least the Oscars, I think, should change, at least in regards to, like, individuals. But ultimately, like, games are made by companies more than movies are, even.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, it's just that shit's not gonna happen. But then, you know, as much as I want, like, a Game Awards that's fucking angry at people, because I think that'd be fun, but it's not going to happen, ultimately. Like, it's just, you know, that's, I guess, you should expect that of, like, an indie Game Awards or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, he then made a statement saying that Active Blizzard, other than the two things that they're nominated for, which are voted by the public and by members of the gaming... Like, by
it's like gaming journalists or something.
It's journalists and developers that vote.
Yeah. It's like people high up, like who have been in the industry for a long ass time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other than those two things that they're nominated for, they don't have any other stuff at the Game Awards. Mm-hmm. So like none of the new announcements or advertising is for them, which is like ultimately good, and I guess the best you could do.
And for all we know, that there was plans to do that, maybe like to announce like a new Call of Duty Zombies thing or whatever the fuck is in Vanguard. And then they were just like, no, fuck you, you're out. You can get your awards, but we're not giving you attention. Mm-hmm. Which I think is more taking a side than anything. I don't think there's not a single Activision Blizzard thing this year that I think it would deserve to win an award.
No, like the only things it's nominated for is Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah.
As like ongoing game.
And like Final Fantasy 14 is in that category.
Yeah, and also like other games that are better.
Apex Legends
and FF14 and like Fortnite, like all those games.
Just because Warzone is the most popular at the moment doesn't mean it's the one doing the best.
Is Warzone even the most popular at the moment? I feel like Apex has really come back.
Apex is coming back, but a lot of the there's still like the massive streamers.
Yeah. Like
Tim the Tatman left didn't play Warzone for like a day and went back to Apex. Dr. Lupo, a bunch of the other fucking people, and they were all like, I have to shoot them more than once to die, so I don't like this anymore. It's literally just Apex Legends requires more skill than Call of Duty Warzone. Mm-hmm. That's it.
But yeah, so like Apex Legends has really come back, which makes it qualify for that reward.
Also,
fucking FF14 is like
every 3 months
the best MMO ever made. I don't think that's a fucking controversial statement to make.
I think it's the best MMO right now. I would argue the best MMO ever made was World of Warcraft up to a point. I don't think obviously I don't like FF14, mm-hmm. but I think World of Warcraft up to like through the Burning Crusade was the best they've ever been. Mm-hmm. And also it all depends on what you want out of an MMO, because remember MMOs have like a weird broad term now where like a full GTA lobby qualifies as an MMO. Red Dead Online counts as an MMO.
I guess, but
people tried to say Monster Hunter World was an MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's like, well, it's multiplayer. Is it massively?
Yeah, no. Technically, maybe a Battlefield would count as an MMO. Because 128 players.
That's true.
Fortnite, 100 players. Mm-hmm. Apex, 100 players. Well, I think they need to redefine that term. Yeah. It pretty much, or like, I guess we're leaving it MMORPG. So Fortnite, Apex, Battlefield don't count. Monster Hunter definitely covers the RPG aspect of it, but it's not massively multiplayer.
Is it massively multiplayer? No. Yeah. But it is multiplayer.
If you could have
an MMORPG.
If you can have 100 people gather in one space without the intention of them killing you, that's a massively multiplayer online.
Like Destiny.
Yeah. Destiny can't have 100 players in one space.
Oh, okay, then. Not even Destiny.
Yeah, and
see, I think of Destiny as an MMO though.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Except Destiny has like some of the worst netcode
in the world.
Yeah, like it's, I believe their like PvP shit is peer to peer, which is ridiculous. That's like the worst fucking way you could do the servers.
Yeah, especially
for a multiplayer shooter. The only time peer to peer works is like chess.
Yeah.
A fighting game in the 90s.
But yeah, okay, FF14 maybe isn't the best MMO ever, but as far as
the best right now.
Yeah, it's the best right now, and it's like still getting lots of great content. Apparently, the new thing, Endwalker, is really fucking good. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I've heard about it, is how amazing it is, which is great. I'm super happy.
Fortnite just put The Rock in the game.
And they're about to put Spider-Man.
Yeah, Fortnite is that's the real metaverse. Fuck off, Facebook.
Fortnite is just Ready Player One.
Yeah.
At this point.
For sure. And now...
Except somehow less cool.
And also, remember when everyone made fun of like Overwatch 2? Because it was like, it's going to be Overwatch, but with more story content. And then Fortnite...
It's still getting delayed.
And then Fortnite at the exact same time was like, oh, we're going to put out Fortnite 2. And they were like, whoa, you're going to make...
Chapter 2. And now they're starting Chapter 3.
Yeah, but like Chapter 2 actually came out. They did like they have like a whole story thing in the game now. Yeah. Where there's like the faceless default skins are now like full characters in the universe.
Yeah, they fucking Fortnite 0 Point is a comic book where Fortnite and Batman crossover.
Yeah.
There's lore. Jonesy met Batman.
Jonesy is the main character, which is unfortunate that they chose a white-skinned, blue-eyed, blonde man to be the main character of their universe. And also, it looks like the villain that The Rock saved Jonesy from is a black woman.
God bless. But also, Harley Quinn is in it. And that's great. And we're pro that. But yeah,
Overwatch 2 is such a joke.
it is a joke.
It's been so long. Maybe we were supposed to get an Overwatch 2 announcement at the Game Awards.
They said there would be none
Yeah.
now.
Also-
But that's so funny. Imagine fucking playing Overwatch 2 in 2021.
I think Overwatch 2 could have been, like, really good if it just came out when it should have. In fact, what they should have fucking done is, not make... Like, they should have just fucking pushed those updates out immediately. Do the Apex thing of doing comic books and shit.
Yeah.
Also, Apex has, like, more lore than
does.
all of them now. Not more
lots
than
of good
Fortnite,
shit.
but more than, like Overwatch fucking has better lore than World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. The whole thing's dumb. Fuck Active Blizzard. Fuck Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Final Fantasy XIV has the greatest comeback of all time.
That's true. Honestly, people are like No Man's Sky. No, Final Fantasy.
No,
14.
it's Final Fantasy XIV.
Final Fantasy 14.
They literally spent like $1 million and made a whole trailer
It's a different game.
about the main characters of Final Fantasy XIV. Fucking feudally fighting back against like a meteor coming in, and then the old man character using the last of his magic to fucking zoop away the original cast, and then have them become like your leaders in fucking Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn, and have him
And now it's a completely
have him
different
do
fucking
the
video
thing
game.
where he just smiles as like a fucking wall of fire obliterates him, and it's like,
Dude,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, honestly, God bless. I'm not into FF14. I fucked around with it. I just don't like MMOs. I'd like FF14 if the combat was slightly different, even if it was just regular turn-based.
Yeah, I feel like
and then there was no other human people.
you can pretty much play with no other human people though, especially since it's not a PvP based like MMO like World of Warcraft is.
No. I'm saying like, no other human people online, and the game it has turn-based regular Final Fantasy combat because I'd love to experience the story. You know, they made Dragon Quest X, the offline version, is coming out soon.
Yeah.
Because Dragon Quest X was a MMO. And I'm like, maybe that's cool.
I think my biggest problem with Final Fantasy XIV is its with its gameplay. Is a lot of the stuff is very action cuey, where it's not instant. You just press a button, you have to wait. There's like a cast time. The global cooldown is kind of annoying. Like, yeah, World of Warcraft has the same things, but as your character gets stronger and stronger, you get moves that are on its own cooldown and not the GCD. So, but it's just like, I just can't enjoy that game. I don't, like, I think about going back every once in a while, but then I'm like, why? Why would I? That game's ass. Also, because I already spent, like, a bunch of money on that game to get, like, I got Shadowbringers.
Oh, yeah?
But because I own Shadowbringers, I no longer qualify for the free level 1 to 60 expansion, or I don't have to pay for a sub. It's the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
That's annoying.
Yeah, so I had to pay for a sub to play through the game, and I've gone into streamers where I told them this, and they just go like, no, it's totally not like that, and then I go to the website and it's like, no, it's exactly like that. If you own any bit of Final Fantasy XIV, you can't fucking play the game for free. And that's why subscription models are fucking stupid.
They are.
Just make your game free. Like World of Warcraft, you can play free to level 50 now. It's only like the current expansion that you pay for.
Damn.
I don't know what they're going to do in the future, but I also think they're probably going to take another 2 years. Oh, actually, World of Warcraft should just fucking end now.
Yeah. Okay, I just saw a really funny tweet, and I'm just gonna read it. So, This comes from @doc_fathom. And it says, Poe. Once upon a midnight, Beastie Boys, dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary. Weak and weary.
Yeah.
Fucking like,
I know how the Beastie Boys rap.
It's quoth the Raven nevermore.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I love that shit.
Yeah, Beastie Boys fucking slap.
Beastie Boys are great. We love the Beastie Boys. Unproblematic faves. Anyway.
You want to move into the weeks?
Let's talk about the weeks.
You want to just start with Solar Ash since we both played it?
Yeah, sure.
And I think we're at the exact same part.
We beat the first two bosses.
Yeah. So, how do you feel?
I enjoy Solar Ash. It is a very similar game to the Pathless, which is funny.
I was going to play that this week. I just never did.
It's almost... They're very similar.
Yeah. Oh, I know, because isn't the Pathless about, like, shooting targets or something as you go?
You do the same thing. You shoot, but you shoot with the right trigger and then hold the left trigger to be fast. Mm-hmm. So it's like legit same game as Solar Ash. Same style. Mm-hmm. I personally am enjoying Solar Ash quite a lot. I think it's a very fun game. Mm-hmm. I think it's a very pretty game.
I think it's a very pretty game. I think it's decently fun. I think the controllers get a bit rough sometimes.
Yep.
That the black goo stops your momentum so much it pisses me off. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm doing some of these puzzles correctly, but I'm completing them, so I do appreciate the way the game does the tutorial thing.
Yeah.
Where you go out into the first zone and you it just kind of tells you how to do shit. Or the character will just be like, "Oh, my grappling hook. That's on the R1 button." It's like, "Oh, thanks for telling me that now."
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, fuck off." I could have learned this ages ago.
Yeah. Or it was told me the boost after I would. Oh no, you get the boost pretty early.
You use it, but it takes you a while. It's way later that it tells you.
I had to fail one of the things a couple times before Ray was just if I use my time stop ability, I can grapple farther. I'm like, "You fucking bitch!"
Yeah.
Why did you tell me that earlier?
Same thing. Yeah. It's what? Why? Okay.
It's not. Did you? It's not very.
What about the if you use the time stop, you can grapple enemies.
Yeah, you can do a dive kick to enemies that doesn't do a lot of damage, but still stuns them.
It gets you there, which is really useful for the guys that shoot out the three things, because those seem to always hit me, even if I'm in the air sometimes.
It feels like they're the fucking most predicting bitches in the world, and I just end up running into it.
They're fucking King Crimsoning me.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. The game's really good. I still kind of like a way Hyper Light Drifter told the story a lot better.
With especially if you like that it's there's no dialogue in Hyper Light Drifter, you just fucking see the little
But now there's a lot of
pictograms.
talking.
Yeah.
It's every character talks.
It's
you can go through dialogue trees.
It's still unclear to me how these two games connect to each other.
Yeah, especially since Hyper Light Drifter, you're in a dead world, but it didn't look like you were on the verge of being swallowed by a black hole, which seems like that's the problem in this universe, is that there's black holes.
Maybe it's after and it's dead because of that.
Yeah.
But also the people that I've met so far don't really look like the people that exist in Hyper Light Drifter.
They have,
except maybe the robot's the same as the main character, because the main character in Hyper Light Drifter, I believe, is a robot.
I don't know. I think he has a robot arm.
Yeah, he definitely has a robot arm.
Yeah. I like Sid. She's cute.
She's cute.
Yeah.
We love an AI girl.
We love AIs that once they get their memories back, they're like, "Oh, Ray, I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah.
My favorite Void Runner."
Let's kiss.
I think the game's going to go in very interesting directions.
Yeah.
Because when you go talk to that fucking god lady who takes away one of your heart containers every single time, and then you have to go rebuy it. Mm-hmm. She's stabbed through the chest
with the same thing
the same thing that you stabbed things through. So it looks like maybe the other Void Runners got there and tried to defeat her, but she's an inevitable god.
Yeah, but she also doesn't seem like she's against you.
She doesn't, but she also repeatedly says to you, what you think you are doing will fail and will not succeed, because it's this is the path you have to take, or some shit.
This is what is happening.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah. I saw some of the review scores for it.
Yeah.
It's getting 7s and 8s. I think it deserves a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But here's the thing I saw.
What?
Zoe Quinn wrote for this game.
Yeah. Oh, you think it's because people
just
hate
like how
her?
we were thinking about why is Eternal's review score so low?
And it's like,
because Zoe Quinn is involved in the game somehow.
Yeah, she wrote some of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just the way the way the music is in like the music in Hyper Light Drifter is
It's
better
the same
than the music
composer.
in this game. No, it is. Yeah, and like there's some cool shit, like some really well done stuff. But I just like the Hyper Light Drifter.
I think Hyper Light Drifter, when Hyper Light Drifter came out, like felt newer and fresher than this. And it's maybe because this got delayed a lot longer because like of reasons.
But also like this feels like I feel like the music, you know that fucking like when you kill one of the bosses and then it does that like where like everything's white around you and you got like sparks of light coming through you. It's really cool, but it also just really gives me Sayonara Wild Hearts vibes.
Yeah, right, like exactly. Because Sayonara Wild Hearts came out and the Pathless came out.
This is like a fast platforming game that has like really good music and like but really simplistic combat that you actually really don't even need to do sometimes, or even sometimes the game doesn't want you to beat all the enemies because you can use the enemies as anchors to go to your objective. Like there's one challenge in the city, you know, that one where you go to the top of the roof and you have to like when you start the challenge, it's like you got to go hit it there and then across, and then you have to grapple the one over on top. Yeah. The way I think the game wants you to do it is to leave that one enemy there until he's on one of the sides. Do like a quick jump. Yeah, because if you go into
him and then hit.
Yeah, if you boost and while you go into skate and jump, you do like a really quick like far dash. You hit the thing, you teleport over to the other guy, hit the fucking thing, and then turn around and you get to like stab the goo in the eye. So it's like the combat's not important, but like the combat in fucking Hyper Light Drifter, it's like awesome. Yeah. It's really well done, and all the music is like really foreboding and menacing. And then you have the parts where like you have that like where it just gets really loud because your character starts having like heart problems because the guy when he was making it had like congenital heart disease.
Congenital heart disease, yeah. Yeah. That's why the dev team is called Heart Machine.
Because he has a machine in his heart.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like Hyper Light Drifter felt like a man's like last piece of art. Yeah, because I think he said he legitimately thought he was going to die, and that his brother was going to have to finish the game or something. But then now it's like he's all better, and it's like now he helms a game dev studio.
Yeah, and Solar Ash is like really cool, and
it's really cool. It's just not as unique.
It feels less mind blowing. It feels less like. Special. Yeah. Like I definitely at this point I think Solar Ash is really cool, but I prefer the Pathless already. Like and they're the same type of game because they're like the same type of open world where it's not full of quests, but it's like there are areas that you explore for fun, but
the quests are also like there's probably no reward for doing these quests other than you hearing a story. Like the lady, the first sub quest you find in the game is you come out on top of this tower and there's a woman there and she's like speaking. She's a like woman from a race that you are not a part
dementia.
Yeah, she's speaking like she has dementia and she's like been lost or whatever. But then you go around, she's like the last living being.
Yeah, in the city.
Of this city that was on a planet that was engulfed in the black hole.
And you read her diary and it's the same journal entry every day.
Yeah, in the apartment but it gets like more manic and like fucked up as the days go on. Where like I legitimately thought the first like 2 pages, because they're written exactly the same, that I was like I kept hitting the wrong one. Like I just kept reading the first entry again.
But yeah, it's a cool game. I still like it.
And then also getting all like the armor pieces and stuff.
I'm looking for them. I only found one.
Oh, I found them all in the second zone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You get that one gives you double. You have to find like 5 pieces of it. That one gives you double red stuff.
Oh, no more health?
No.
Double pickups.
Yeah.
Twice the money.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think it applies to everywhere you get the money from. So until I get something that's just like you go faster or you can dash farther.
Go faster, dash more.
Dash in the air. I'm like, that's the suit I'm stuck with.
Dash in the air. Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah. I think the bosses are a little... I think the final phase of the bosses is really annoying.
Yeah, it like gets a little bit too hard.
Yeah, well, not that, because I'm playing on challenging.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not that much different. It's just that you have to be a little more tighter on like your stuff, which I think now hardcore is going to be like there's some hidden tech in the game that's like for speedrunners, and hardcore is going to be like you have to beat the game using that. But it's like, you know, you go fight the boss. As you beat the boss until you get to its health down, it starts to lose like safe sections to jump upon.
Yeah.
But that's only for speed. But then on the last section, it's just like, oh, it's red hot, and no matter what, if you don't land on one of the white armored sections, you fall and you fail, and you got to restart.
Yeah.
And with that second boss, that's long.
Yeah.
It was a long time. And now, and like, obviously they're going to keep getting longer and longer. So that's going to get fucking annoying.
Yeah. But I do like that it's Jet Set Shadow of the Colossus is what the bosses are. I think that's cool. But yeah, Solar Ash altogether, cool.
Yeah.
Cool game. Do you want to talk about JoJo?
Yeah, how much did you watch?
All of it.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay.
I watched up to Prisoner of Love.
Which one's that?
It's after The Visitor. It's after they finished John Gallier.
Oh, okay. So after John Gallier, but like...
Oh, minor spoilers for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay, so we're going to talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean.
Yeah, or as Nathan wrote, JoJo's Weird Quest Part 6, Rockwater. Stone Free and Stone Ocean are definitely like the better translated versions of each other. Or like if Jolene was saying Stone Ocean and not Stone Free, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's just Stone Free is named after the Jimi Hendrix song.
Yeah.
Because the Stone Ocean is the prison, and she wants to become free of it.
Yeah, she wants to be free of this stone free. Yeah.
Stone free. So like, but yeah, that's good. So we are going to spoil. We're going to try our best not to spoil anything.
Well, because remember, I didn't read the manga, so let's not go too forward ahead, because there is stuff. I did have to go and like recheck something up, because after the Prisoner of Love episode,
yeah,
I was like, I feel like this character doesn't die here.
Yeah,
because I remember seeing like screens and shit with him later on next to Anasui.
Yeah,
and it's like clearly that dude's not there yet.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so first episode, you get to fucking watch Jolene go through despair because she was caught masturbating.
Love that. So that's actually, that masturbating scene is actually the first scene of the manga.
Yeah.
But it's like the second or third scene here. Still a good scene. They don't mention that the guard looks like Tom Cruise. They just mention that he's younger.
He's the younger guard that works there. Yeah.
Which I prefer the Tom Cruise line because I think it's funny.
Yeah. And then she goes, she gets a gift from her lawyer. And it's the piece of the fucking arrow.
Stand arrow from her daddy.
Stabs her. And then she gets like a third. Then she gets her fucking weird string powers.
Tell me that lawyer doesn't get it bad, though.
What?
The lawyer gets it.
Fucking deserves it. Piece of shit.
I know.
Elf ear looking motherfucker.
I love how his ears get bigger every time you see him. Which is true in the manga, too. But I think it's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to ask Araki why he made that choice to make this man. Same with the
He
prison
just
guard.
watched Scary Movie 3 with the fucking scene with the big hat.
It's not even that, though, because the man just has fucking weird ears.
Did you ever see or I think he just kept drawing them off model and was like, fuck it.
Like, I just want to ask Araki, like, why'd you give this guy this fucking ears? Or that one prison guard with the puppet. Why does he fucking look like that?
Why is his eyes so fucked up?
Why does his face look like that? It's funny, because in the manga, I feel like I didn't really second guess why he looked like that, but in the anime, it's just so weird looking.
Yeah.
But I love JoJo Part 6. Honestly, the opening, we need to talk about the opening. It's really good.
It's really good.
Like, I'm glad we got Kamikaze Doga back to do 3D openings again. The 3D openings of the first couple seasons of JoJo are really great.
And then we lost them, and it sucked.
It's like those openings are still fucking fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but like unfortunately, because of those openings losing the 3D opening and all that, they are now like in the bottom 50%.
Yeah,
because it's like Bloody Stream, Sonochi no Sadame, this
Stand Proud,
End of the World, whatever, and then this new one.
Yeah.
It's literally just like, oh, you fucking animated intros? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, especially like this one, because like obviously, I don't know, 8 years have passed since JoJo Part 1. Like now the 3D anime, like the CGI is so fucking good.
Well, yeah, because if you
It's
look at
so pretty.
in the old ones, it was like they didn't really change the color palettes a lot of the models. They would change it in the environments around them, but now they can change them on the models without like ruining the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and so it's like it looks so good. People were complaining that the song just sounds like J-pop, but I feel like it's J-pop with a little bit of that like Riot Girl energy, which I think suits the show.
Also, it's an anime from 2011.
Yeah,
like if you go and read Jojo Leon, there's a stand called California King Bed.
yeah,
Like there's stands based around pop stars now because Araki literally just names stands based off of the music he listens to. He's not like the dude in the fucking growing up in the 70s and 80s
who like only likes that
who listened to
He
only
likes
like
all
prog
of it.
rock and classic rock and
Vanilla
shit from
Ice
America.
was in Part 3.
Yeah.
Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, it's like clearly this man. Well, like, but then you go back, like Part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's like Led Zeppelin,
Yep.
AC/DC, Wham, like old white man bands. But then now you hit the 90s, and it's like Beastie Boys,
Yep.
Notorious B.I.G. As you just said.
Yeah.
There's others. Gold Experience
Hey Ya.
Requiem is like a. Isn't that a Jimi Hendrix song?
Gold Experience?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
No, it's Prince.
Oh, it's one of the others.
Yeah. Like, and also, a lot of characters started to just look like Prince.
Yeah, but also, again, I do want to point out Part 7, which is the manga reader's favorite part, has Hey Ya.
Yeah, the
From
most
the
powerful
song-
stand in the fucking universe.
Based on the song by Outkast, which is a fantastic
The
song.
only stand that Hey Ya would lose to in a battle
is The World.
is Gold Experience. Oh yeah, any time stop stand and Gold Experience Requiem.
Yeah, any Requiem standard.
Yeah, I guess Silver Chariot Requiem as well.
Like, yeah, because Silver Chariot Requiem just walks away from you.
But if you get within his range, you fall asleep. So you can only beat him from afar.
You get into his range, you fall asleep, and change bodies. Or is that two different stands?
I think no, you change bodies as well.
Okay.
Because that's what happened to the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really liking Part 6. So we got Episode 1, we got, meet Jolene.
Yeah.
Here's her deal.
Here's why she's been like fucked up, and then she
Yep.
kills her lawyer.
I don't think that's at the end of Episode 1. I think that's like a couple more episodes later.
It's either Episode 1 or Episode 2. Because Episode 3 for sure is when she has the fight against Goo Goo Doll and Gwess.
Yeah.
I think, or like they tease Goo Goo Doll at the end of Episode 2, and then Episode 3 is like it's a 1-episode fight,
Yeah.
and then the Visitor is
A bunch of episodes.
where
It's like 3
Emporio
episodes in
shows
a
up.
row. Emporio shows up for the first time.
Yeah.
So does Jotaro.
Yeah, and then he gets jobbed because he's too powerful.
John Gallier. His stand. What the fuck is his stand called again? The sniping stand.
Yeah.
Oh, Manhattan Transfer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also
That's a cool stand. Honestly, so one of the things people were complaining about of this season is like the use of CG. I think Manhattan Transfer looks fucking fine. I think it looks great. You can't.
it's also
really tell
supposed to
it's
look
CG.
like a weird little alien thing.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like you can't tell it's even CG that much.
You can just tell that it's at a slightly different frame rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we were trying to watch, like, I was trying to show some, while I was drunk, I was just, like, forcing people to watch anime openings last night.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Holly, and it was like, you gotta watch Part 6 now. Mm. And then Dan was like, I think maybe I'll watch JoJo or whatever. I was like, or I was forcing it on him a little more aggressively than that. And I was just like, you gotta hear some fucking openings. And then we watched one, and I was just like, Dad, what's funny? There is massive spoilers over all of these, and you just don't know it.
Yeah.
Even me telling you there's massive spoilers, you won't fucking see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we were like watching those. And on YouTube, when you try and look up any JoJo opening, specifically the Part 3 opening, it gives you a 4K 60 FPS version.
Oh.
It is like how you know your
I know
old TV?
exactly.
It was like that smoothing shit it did.
Yeah.
But it was like your TV would like smooth it to be like a slightly higher frame rate or something. This was like smoothing it where it's like
Yeah, I've been subject to Twitter clips of the DBZ movies upscaled to 60 FPS by AI, and it just looks terrible.
Here's the thing. 60 FPS, great in video games.
Yeah.
Awful in animation.
Awful in really like anything. Like, it's weird to see a human person move at 60 FPS.
Yeah, because also we'd watch movies at like what, 24 or 48?
24.
Well,
No,
wasn't it like The Hobbit? They did like 48 or
Hobbit,
something?
yeah. Hobbit and Gemini Man, they've done it 48. Or no, Gemini Man, they did up to 60, actually. But everybody's like, yeah, this looks fucking terrible.
Yeah, because it's like Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, it just looks wrong. Like, because it doesn't... I don't know, the motion blur of 24 FPS like almost matches the motion blur that a human eye has, even though a human eye obviously can see faster than 24 FPS.
Yeah.
Because an eye and a lens work different, but yeah.
Yeah, it's so ugly.
So ugly, but JoJo's great.
Yeah. I'll probably finish the first season by the end.
Yeah,
I
just like binge it in 2 days because I love it. But have you been switching back and forth between the English dub and
No, I'm
Japanese?
just watching subbed. I know it's Kira Buckland.
I was switching back and forth.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, the English dub's fucking great.
I'm sure it's good now. It's just that I'm so used to JoJo, and I would recommend to anyone watch JoJo in the original subbed.
Yeah, me too, because of the localized names.
The part 4 dub is just okay. Part 5 has a pretty good dub. And then part 6, it also has a good dub, because the good thing about JoJo now, especially with part 6, it's really fucking cool that everyone involved
Is a huge fan.
Like, Ichigo, the girl from that sings the opening,
Yeah.
is a big JoJo fan. The Japanese voice actress, big JoJo fan.
Yeah, to the point that, like, that's what led her to want to be a voice actress.
Yeah.
And then Kira Buckland, of course, like,
big JoJo
this was her
fan.
dream role. She has
Yeah.
a fucking JoJo or Joestar birthmark tattoo. Like, you know...
Kira Buckland, famously of Pony.mov.
Or Nier Automata.
Or the Lyle and Lyle McDouchebag's fucking don't like Rena Chan animation from Newgrounds.
Yeah, she
days.
is. Yeah, she used to be known as Rena Chan on Newgrounds.
Was that her?
That's her.
She was Rena Chan?
She's Rena Chan. That's her. That was her Newgrounds.
Because I remember Lyle made this like animation about how much he fucking hated Rena Chan,
Oh.
and I think he's dead of getting her voice for it.
That's funny.
Because she was like one of the girls on like one of the voice actors on Newgrounds, which was like, oh, you're in everything.
Yeah.
She was like the female version of Tomar.
Yeah.
This is obviously makes no sense to anyone who didn't grow up on Newgrounds.
She was like a lot of voices in Super Smash Flash.
Did she also do the Kerbo Buffer ones?
Kerbifer?
Yeah, he did those like
Terrain of
really
Magical...
fetishy fucking Super Smash Bros. Animations.
I don't remember.
Oh man,
I don't know if that's what it is, but I know in Super Smash Flash that she voices Naruto.
that's better than the fucking male Flanagan. Yeah. No, it's a really good show.
I love Kira Buckland, and I love
it
JoJo.
was Kira Buckland is in it.
Yeah.
So it was called Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And it was like organized by Kerbofer, aka Chris Niosi.
Yep.
And like so back in the Newgrounds, and like because it's big enough now, IMDb has as it sourced, because Joshua Tomor plays Master Hand.
Yeah.
Aaron Hansen played Mario. Kira Buckland played Princess Peach. Kyle Hebert, Gohan from Dragon Ball, at the time played Taboo. Like, there's a bunch of really famous, like, voice actors.
Yeah.
But back in Newgrounds days, like 2008, where the only person here who had like a real fucking career at that point was Kyle Hebert. Yeah.
Who? Yeah, he was not only Gohan, but also he was the narrator.
Crazy? He was fucking in 2009 when this was uploaded to YouTube. But I believe, it was also posted in 2009 on Newgrounds. Kyle Hebert was doing Kamina in Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
What a classic. Yeah, but it was like a really fetishy video. Like there's a part where it wasn't supposed to be like a Smash Bros parody thing.
Yeah.
Which I thought I remembered it as. It was supposed to be just a bunch of like independent artists doing parody versions of
Nintendo stuff.
And the Pokemon Snap one was like, what if the guy from Pokemon Snap was like horny and they drew all the Pokemon like they were like women?
Have you seen the Plague of Gripes video?
With Peach?
No. With all the Pokemon.
No, with Peach saliva. Paige.
Oh, Paige, yeah.
Paige voices the Vulpix, and she's like,
wait, that's
turn me over.
Paige?
That's Paige. She's like, turn me over and fuck me in the ass, daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a funny video.
It's a good video.
Yeah.
Now take off your pants.
It's hot.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. I also just I forgot that Citizen Newgrounds is like a more adult oriented website now. I just straight up got an advertisement for porn.
Great.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, JoJo Part 6 is fucking fantastic. Oh, here the only thing that I didn't really like is that there's some really rough CG on Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Jumpin' Jack Flash.
He's like the guy who crawls on walls and gets rid of gravity. Excuse me. He's later in the season. Unfortunately, Ian, I'm just gonna spoil it. We end the show one chapter before Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
Yeah, so we still don't know what that's gonna be translated to.
Soggy cookie.
Flaccid pancake.
Flaccid pancake, that's what it used to be.
That's what it is in
the manga.
Eyes of Heaven.
Eyes of Heaven? Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we get this we don't have to wait 6 months for the next season or something.
Yeah, who knows how long it's going to be. I'm sure that all 3 parts...
Oh, actually, fucking Eden Zero just got their second part to their first season, and it's only been out, that show came out 3 months ago?
Yeah, I think that's probably what it's going to be, because, it'll probably be a few months. I bet you a year from now, all 3 parts of Part 6 will be out.
You think it's only going to be 36 episodes?
I think it's going to be 36... Well, I know it's going to be 3 chunks. I think it's going
it's
to be
also
between 36
it is a
and
shorter
39.
series.
It's about so Part 6 is the same length as Part 5.
Yeah,
because Part 4 is the longest in terms of chapters. Part 8 is the longest in terms of time between the start and end.
There was about 6 months
years.
between the first season of Eden Zero and the second season. Or the second part of the first season, whatever.
I think that we'll see this, it'll almost be maybe a little bit more time than this because they have to dub it as well because it's Netflix. But, I think they're doing this, binge thing, but that it's basically going to come out the number of weeks in between. I think...
No, that's what I think as well.
14 weeks from now, the next batch will come out.
Yeah, because I think the first 12 episodes that are on Netflix, it's going to play on TV over in Japan.
In January, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe even after those 12 weeks in January.
Oh, yeah, so then it would probably be February or March.
Yeah, so...
I really like this part. I like the ED song, too. It's not the one I wanted, but it's
Here's
one I'm
the thing,
happy
haven't
with.
heard it yet, because Netflix auto-skips that shit, and I'm always too lazy to grab the remote.
See, I grabbed the remote and put don't skip credits every episode. Same with the fucking intro. I'm like, don't skip the intro, you motherfucker.
I skip the intro only when I'm sitting there. I was watching The Visitor, that 3-parter, and it was I skipped the intro on the third part because I'm I just watched this twice already.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah. So spoilers for the first 12 episodes of Part 6. What is the last thing that happened for you, Ian?
Jotaro and dead.
Did she put him in the submarine yet?
They don't show her put him in the submarine in that episode, so it just looks like Jotaro is dead.
Oh.
I'm sure in the next episode it'll be yeah, I put my dad in that submarine.
Oh, yeah, I think that is the start of the next episode where it's she's walking away from the submarine and she's gets caught.
Yeah,
again.
the episode where it's she's crying on the beach because it looks like he's just straight up dead. And she's
and then the
your
submarine pops out of the water.
The submarine pops out of the water and she's like, my dad's dead or whatever. And then she walks over and gives herself up and goes back into prison. And then I'm sure the next episode starts with I put myself back in the prison to whatever.
So you've met Hermes, but she doesn't have her stand yet, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, well, she's in the first
She's in episode 1, yes.
And 2, and then she's like being like abused inside of the car.
Yeah.
They take like $50 from her or whatever, and Jolene fucking rips that dude's ear off from afar because he's being like, check the tits. You got those tits are too big for a muscular woman like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Emporio is voiced by a non-binary voice actor.
Good for them.
It's a thing. It's a thing in English. I don't know about Japanese.
Probably not.
Probably not. But yeah. I think that this is really good. I really like both the sub and dub. I'm extremely happy. It just makes I'm glad there's more JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time since we started this podcast that there's new JoJo.
Yeah, it was for a long time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this is doing numbers.
It certainly is.
And that we
But it's clear that, like, it's so funny, though, because the first 2 days it came out, it was, like, in the top 10 for Canada.
Yeah.
And then the third day, it wasn't anymore. And I'm like, everybody did what I did, which is binge the fuck out of it.
Yeah, hopefully this is big enough that Netflix will throw them some more fucking fat stacks, and we can get a part 7 pretty
Almost
quickly.
certainly. Like, because Netflix has all the parts already, which is great. I think David Production, obviously wants to take like 1 or 2 years between each part just to themselves, which is fine.
Well, so they can work on other stuff and not get burned out on it.
Exactly.
Like,
because that's what I want. If part 7 can be 3 years after this part ends, like, I don't give a fuck. Rest up. Make the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Like, because honestly, I would rather wait longer for a better show. You know what I mean?
Especially also if we go too fast. Part 8 is still on.
No, it ended.
Oh, okay, yeah, and then Araki's gonna do like part 9.
Part 9 is gonna be called JoJo World, I think.
And it's gonna bring back part 6.
And it's gonna be 20 years long.
Yeah, because
because part 8 took 10 years.
Yeah, part 8 is but also it went monthly.
Yeah, well, part 7 and 8 were both monthly.
Yeah, but part 7 is only 95 chapters.
Yeah.
Actually, so that took 8 years. No, but actually, no. The beginning of part 7 was still weekly.
Yeah, it was weekly for like
7 weeks.
Yeah,
and then it went to monthly. So it took like 7 to 8 years to do.
Yeah,
that one. And then, fucking part 8 is like I think longer than 10 years because it's like 150 chapters.
No, it started in 2011. And ended in 2021.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's 27 volumes. List of volumes.
In terms of number of volumes,
110. So yeah, it's just longer than part 8 or part 7. Maybe part 9 or whatever will be a lot shorter. I don't know. Maybe they like lead into it with part 8 a lot better.
I feel like Araki should take some time after part 8 because like part 8 was so unfocused as far as I've heard.
Yeah, well, because it changes like who the villain is. They introduce new villain. Like it's not like part 4.
Yeah.
Introduces Kira like pretty late, but part 4 was also supposed to be more of a monster of the week sort of thing.
And like I think part 4 really works that way because it feels like almost like Twin Peaks.
Mm-hmm. But part 8 is supposed to be like at the beginning it was like who the fuck is this guy? Why does everyone want to kill Josuke?
Yeah.
And then it's
so
like then you find
part 4
out
starts unfocused and becomes focused, whereas part 8 started focused and became unfocused, which is a lot less enjoyable, like because it's harder to follow.
They changed how stands work or how people get stands.
Well, because they get it from the fucking messed up walls,
or
right?
No, I think they got it because it's their bloodline or something. Because they are Johnny's kid. They're Johnny's like great grandkids, or great grandkids or something.
But it's like how part 7 had a different origin of stands.
But part 7 at least had rules for about how you get your stands, where it's like even if your parent had a stand or whatever, you still had to encounter a piece of the holy corpse. But then they also changed it was like you had to go to the devil's palm.
Yeah.
But then it changed to having a piece of the holy corpse.
It's like both, right? Because he gets the piece of the holy corpse from the devil's palm.
Yeah, I don't know. But then there's people who show up who were like, "I've never been there, and I don't even have a corpse part, but I still have a stand." Mm-hmm. And then part 8 was just like
like it's not clear how that one guy got yeah.
Yeah, right? It just like manifested on him.
It just happened.
Well, I think it's the implication is that they all passed through the devil's palm at the beginning of the race. So, like, the people who manifested stands were the people who, like, actually crossed through.
Muhammad Avdal got fucking jobbed, though.
Yeah, well, so did Stroheim.
Same with Stroheim, yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't know that there was no paved road across America, you fucking idiots.
Because he was trying to drive a Jeep, right?
He was trying to drive, like, like a fucking original Ford.
Yeah.
Like a Model 3 or whatever they were called. Yeah, so... Yeah, but, like, they changed the rules in Part 8 specifically, where characters just start getting stands. Like, why did Josh get a stand? Joshu.
Well, didn't he get it from the fucking walleyes or whatever it's called?
No one got both the two beings who make up Josuke already had stands prior. Like where
I need to finish part 7 and I need to read part 8.
Like what is it? Part of him is Kira.
Yeah.
Who had Killer Queen. Like still had Killer Queen. But he wasn't a fucking psychopath who was into hands or whatever. And he was like a good person who loved his mother, Holly Higashikata. And then the other guy, I can't remember her name, Josephumi or something.
Yeah.
He had soft and wet.
Oh, I thought it was that soft and wet was like the combination between the two.
That's
stands.
what I thought too, but then I looked it up again. He has soft and wet, but the soft and wet that exists now, its powers are like enhanced because of Kira
and Killer Queen.
Yeah. So, they already had stands going into it.
See, I thought the stands was like a personality thing. So if Kira was nice, he wouldn't have gotten Killer Queen.
Yeah, it's supposed... No, he is an asshole. Yeah. He's just not a murderer.
Oh, okay.
Like, he works as, like, a doctor on a ship. So that's why Josuke wears that fucking, like, little sailor boy uniform.
Sailor uniform.
That he's just fucking so hot in.
Yeah.
It's just, like...
Soft and wet.
Same with,
Soft and wet, again, probably the most overpowered stand, but I think it's one of those where it's like the character is too dumb to use it in an overpowered way.
Because, well, but also he doesn't have any memories.
Yeah.
He's like a fresh child. And he has
Which I think is funny, because like the other stands like that is most obviously like the Hand and Emperor.
Is that Emporios?
No, Emperor is the gun that Whole Horse has.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then there's also stand users who put limits on their own power.
Yeah.
Like True Man's World.
Yeah.
Then what's it? The girl. The girl has the same last name as Koichi, but I can't remember her name though. Yasuho.
Yeah.
She gets a stand as well, and it's just like, why does she have a stand? Fuck you.
That's from part 8 though, right?
Yeah, that's from part 8.
Okay.
And then all the Higashikatas get stands as well. And
does the one that look like Jolene get a stand?
That's Yasuho.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like her.
She's great.
On account of she looks like Jolene, and I like Jolene.
Yeah, also just hot.
Jolene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, watch JoJo Part 6. It's
Yeah.
great. Do you want to talk about comics? Do you want to talk about Hawkeye? Do you want to talk about something else?
Well, if we talk about Hawkeye, that's probably going to be like the big spoilery part. So
you're right.
Yeah, so just do comics.
Let's do comics. So, we read some comics this week. First up, we got Daredevil number 36. Daredevil, fucking great book. Chip Zdarsky is writing it real well. It's the first issue that I've read physical, and it's also the last issue because they're going into Devil's Reign and Daredevil Woman Without Fear. Really enjoying this book. Really excited for the Devil's Reign crossover. Love it. We love it. It's Daredevil. It's fucking great. It's good.
That's good.
Next up, we got the first issue of Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. In this book, continuing from her adventures in L.A., her friends want to convince her to come back to New York.
Is she going to bring Jeff with her?
Huh?
Jeff the shark?
No, I don't think so.
Fuck that book.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
But she is going to probably bring Lucky back with her. But first, she's got to meet her sister, who is at like a weird resort that might be doing some sus shit.
Ooh.
Her sister is like oft unseen. Yeah. This is our first time really seeing her. My real like main remembering of her is it's her sister's wedding when she was first introduced as a character in Young Avengers, but also in the Matt Fraction Hawkeye series, her dad's like trying to introduce her to her stepmom, who's like her age. They went to school around the same time, and she's like, no, but I think. She's like, I'm not calling her mom. It's like, no, but I think like eventually like we build a relationship and one day we'd get there. And Derek, her father, is like, well, your sister calls her mom. And it's like, really? Well, no, but I hope one day we're going to build a relationship. And then they get there, which I think is really cute. Yeah, because in the comics, of course, it's her dad who's the scumbag who lives, and it's her mom who's dead. Next up, we got Dark Hawk. Issue 4. This book's still good. In this issue, he teams up with Miles Morales and Captain America, which is cool. Honestly, if you had to be a superhero and you teamed up with Miles Morales and Captain America, that'd be rad. I'd hang out with both those guys.
Steve Rogers?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'd hang out with both those guys. I think they'd be cool hangs.
Mm-hmm. They're both from Brooklyn.
They are both from Brooklyn. That's true.
Yeah.
And we'd go to a coffee shop that is much too expensive, and we'd just chill, and it'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Next up, issue 2 of Human Target. So if you remember this book, this is about Christopher Chance, who is a guy who impersonates people who are trying to be assassinated. In this case, he gets poison meant for Lex Luthor, and he reveals that it has to be one of the members of the Justice League International. So in this issue, he meets up with Ice.
Yeah.
Of the duo Fire and Ice, and they talk, and it's a really good issue that basically explains both these characters' backstories, and it's mostly just talking. Then there's a big reveal at the end where you're like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. Which is great. Super fun. I'm glad Tom King is bringing back the fucking 90s Justice League.
So CEO 2021 is happening right now.
Yeah. The fighting game tournament.
The fighting game tournament. And Alex Jabali tweeted, an attendee's grandmother entered Marvel and the crowd is booing her opponent. This dude's like, it's this guy who's like entered a tournament and his fucking person he has to go up against is a 70-year-old woman.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
there's no good look there.
Yeah.
I'm glad the FGC has like evaded their scumbag policy for old people. Because like for kids, fuck them kids. Mm-hmm. But for old people, no. You gotta fucking respect, which I think is cute. Next up, number 2 of the new Venom book.
Well, old people who, engage with their like kids, grandkids' hobbies.
Old people who are not sus.
Yeah.
Venom number 2, baby. This issue is also cool. I don't want to get too far into it because I don't want to spoil the previous run on Venom.
Yeah.
Because this does. But it's cool. So this story is told from 2 points of views with 2 different writers. So like the first issue had both points of views and it had both writers. This issue is just from Dylan's point of view. Mm-hmm. And then like I think next issue is going to be back from Eddie's POV, which is cool. But yeah, I don't want to go too far deep into that because I don't want to spoil like some of the cool twists from the previous Venom run, which you should check out if you're interested in, listeners. And finally, of the single issues, Wonder Woman Historia, the Amazons, issue 1 by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Phil Jimenez.
Yeah.
This is a cool book. This book is a fucking exploration of the history of the Amazons, like dating back to the Greek goddesses who try to start it because they're annoyed at the world of men. And the art's gorgeous, and it feels like a real like Vertigo book. It's like cool. It's very interesting. There's lots of gorgeous detailed art, good writing. God bless. Do not read if you're somebody who hates like shit that's like, talks about men being bad in general to women, because you're gonna be like, but I'm not like that, and it's like, you're a fucking loser. Like, read the room. My guy. Like, it doesn't really matter. The point is overall in general. But yeah, anyway, Really good book. I really liked it. I'm excited to see what more comes from it.
Yeah.
And then you got a couple of volumes, but these are both real short books. First up, The Butcher of Paris, based on the true story of a serial killer who was active within Paris during the Second World War when the Nazis were occupying France. And he was like kind of acting as or pretending to be like a resistance member to help Jews escape from France.
Nice.
But in actuality, he was a fucking serial killer who,
Not nice.
like, murdered like potentially as many as 200 people and like dissected the fuck out of them. It's real nasty shit. But it's a cool book. It's a neat book. Interesting to see like a true story put to comic books like this.
You know, one of the most fucked up thing?
What?
In Fallout New Vegas.
What?
There's like a faction you have to like. Well, there's a part where you have to like recruit everyone, like or whether like see if you want to like leave people out or not. And there's this one casino ran by some people called the White Glove Society, and they all like they all wear like fancy suits and shit. But then when you go and break into their place and shit, or you like lie your way in, you find out they're all cannibals. And there's just literally like no way to get around it. You're either going to murder all of them or let cannibals keep like kidnapping and eating innocent people.
I mean, you probably have to just murder all of them.
Yeah, well, you're probably going to.
Seems like the right choice.
Yeah, you go in there, you max out your luck, you get banned from the casino because you win 30,000 caps from them, and then you go murder all of them.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
And last up, we got Basket Full of Heads by Joe Hill and Leo Max, with colors by Dave Stewart.
Yeah.
So Joe Hill, in case you don't know, is a guy who is trying to pretend like he doesn't have nepotism because he is the son of Stephen King. But he's actually done some like well-regarded works, such as Lock and Key and the book Nose for A2.
So he wants to act like he's getting published because...
Also, I think the fact that his name was Joe King is like kind of...
And then he changed it to Joe Hill.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to make... well, like, absolutely. If he's... is he actively saying he doesn't want people to, like, believe he's, like, getting published because of his
everybody
dad?
knows. Everybody knows Stephen King's his dad.
Mm-hmm. So then it's probably that he just didn't want people to, like, pick up his book and go, like...
It's a Nick Cage from Nick Coppola type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want them to think that I'm going to be like my dad.
Yeah.
Or with Nick Cage, my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, they changed their name so that they can do their own thing. Where, like, obviously they're still writing a similar genre.
Yeah, horror.
Yeah, but it's like that he's doing graphic novels.
Yeah, Joe Hill's done a bit of both, but he's probably most famous for graphic novels because of Lock and Key.
Yeah.
Which is a good book. This is Basketball Ahead, so this book I was like kind of not thinking of ever picking up because I was just like, it sounds kind of dumb. But I ended up like picking this one up because I was like, fuck it. Like I liked one of the other, because he has his own like essentially section of DC Comics called Hill House where he does horror stuff, and some of the official Conjuring comics are done through there. Mm-hmm. If somebody out there is like a big fan of those movies, I know they're very popular. I'm personally not a huge fan of them. But the bit with this one is it's almost like an Evil Dead type story. Like it's goofy. Like it's intentionally like over the top. Mm-hmm. Essentially, it's the 80s. We're in small town New England. Shocker. Also, like straight up, Shawshank Prison is referenced in this. But I don't think it's in the Stephen King-averse, but also like, you know. But essentially what happens is she's in this small town. Her boyfriend's a police officer in this small town. Like it's an island actually. Like so it's an island town. It's only accessible by boat. Yeah.
And it's in New England?
Yeah.
Might as well just say it's in fucking Maine where he's from.
Yeah.
And the island he was born on.
Well, it's like the town's an island, so it's an even smaller island. Anyway, her boyfriend's a cop in the town. For the summer, she comes up to visit him because the summer's over, and they're at the sheriff's house. The sheriff gets called away because some convicts have escaped, and then they attack the sheriff's home, and they take her boyfriend away. She picks up an axe from a display case, and this axe, when she beheads the criminals with them, leaves the head alive talking.
That's crazy.
And so she starts carrying them in a basket. And she's like, I gotta save my boyfriend. So like now you're like, oh, this is a fun, goofy type deal, right?
Yeah.
It is fun and goofy, and it's got art that I like. The story's pretty fun and interesting. It's a real enjoyable read. Honestly, I thought it would be less good than this, and it turned out to be quite good.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll read the follow-up, which is called Refrigerator Full of Heads.
Yeah.
But I at least like this. It's like 7 issues, so it's like a little bit longer than you'd expect.
Yeah.
But it works. It works. It's it's one of those things where like you read it from front to back and you're like, that's an entire idea. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
yeah,
it's cool. That's a cool thing that exists.
It's coolio.
That is coolio. Anyway, that's it for comics. Do you want to talk about Hawkeye, or do you have something else?
I got one more thing.
What more thing?
Who's the new Minecraft update?
No, we talked about this last week.
We didn't talk about it. It wasn't out yet.
No, I'm almost certain
the update came out on the 30th, Nathan. That was on Tuesday.
What the fuck? But we talked about this.
We talked about Minecraft. We didn't talk about this update.
Oh.
So the new update is the real version of the Caves and Cliffs update, which was supposed to be the last update as well. But now, they've upped the highest point in the world now. It used to go up to like 120 or something.
Was all this shit announced though?
Yeah.
Okay, because we did talk about it a lot last
but
week.
So now it's even crazier than I thought.
Oh shit!
Like I thought it was going to be kind of rare to find these like massive cave structures underground,
but it's not at all.
It is very common. You find them everywhere. Caves go more of on like a diagonal slant now.
Yeah.
Where instead of it just being like a tunnel that you go through with like a ravine every once in a while, like caves will go like down like this sometimes, just the whole way. It's more common to find caves. Like, or there's also, you can get in a cave on the surface and go down to the bottom of the world. Like, in one cave system.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and then, like, they've lowered where diamonds are now, and they feel... now, diamonds, they used to only spawn at Y level 11.
Yeah.
Which is, like, 11 from the bottom. That's where lava started to spawn as well.
Yeah.
Now they made it, lava will spawn anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, because it's lava, it just flows through the world. And diamonds spawn at, like, negative 28 or something.
So
because now it goes into the negatives.
They're easier to find now?
No.
Oh.
It's got harder. Because before, at Y level 11, all you had to do was just dig in one direction until you found diamonds. Now that they're at, like, from Y negative 28 down to negative 60, where the world ends now, it's like, if you find them on negative 28, they're like, you might find like one diamond by itself, but if you go down towards the bottom, you can find like clusters of 8 diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can find them more plentiful, but it's also more rare because it's wider. But the caves they fucking have put you in are like the biggest I've ever seen. Like before, max cave height would probably be like 10 blocks,
but now they're huge.
Now they're like 40 to 50 from like floor to ceiling.
Baby.
And look at the TikTok I just sent you on your phone.
Okay.
This is a very common occurrence. There is 2 meme videos separately that have the same punchline.
Okay, we're loading the TikTok.
There is multiple areas on the map now, like that just spawn in, where you will just be like going about your merry day, and then you see like a little drop, and you jump in and you fall to the center of the earth.
Yes. So in the video, it was a person fell down a hole in Minecraft and just kept falling, and then it played the opening to Undertale, because in the opening of Undertale, a boy falls in a hole and lands in the monster's underground world.
Yeah. So it's just the update is crazy huge. I think they've made
it's huge.
Huge. It's huge. It's the biggest we've ever had.
Well, hopefully, because they've been teasing this bitch for a year.
Yeah, they have. Well, this is Caves and Cliffs Part 2. The other one came out, 1.17 came out. It was Caves and Cliffs.
Yeah.
And they didn't fucking add anything. They added an axolotls. Things that don't exist in the Caves and Cliffs area. Now they do. Axolotls only exist in the lush cave biome, which is super pretty because, like, it's like, you get darkness everywhere, and then you pull up, and there's just, like, waterfalls coming from the ceiling. They have these things called glowberries, which give off a lot of light and just lights up the whole room. There was one where
but do you have a collection of axolotls now?
Not anymore. I don't have a house that would necessitate. My old houses I did. I don't have my new house because we started a new server. It doesn't allow that. Well, doesn't allow. Like, I'm not the landlord of my own home.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It wouldn't be worth it for me to build a thing for axolotls. I pretty much made like an outdoor house where I took like this little tip of an island, just made it all flat.
You're trying to build the Shrek house.
No. Like, I just have like on the water. I just built
try to recreate the Shrek house.
I then have to go live in the swamp biome, and we don't have.
You don't have one near you.
What?
You don't have one near you.
Yeah, we have a bunch of jungles and it's like savanna or something.
Yeah,
but no jungle. And then also they've added in the cliffs part, they added in powder snow or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like quicksand, where you fall into it and you can freeze to death.
Oh my god.
And you can and mobs can like freeze to death in it as well. So like you can find a skeleton that's like blue.
If you build a little Shrek house in the swamp biome, you should have it play the music if you get close to it. That's like.
I then have to make music blocks.
Yeah, I know, but it'd be funny.
You like step through like past the sign
thicket,
that
it's like,
that Shrek has that like beware ogre or whatever,
and then it's just the little outhouse that he pops out of, and it's just like
I just used like 1,000 music blocks underground to recreate fucking Smash Mouth.
It'd be so good.
Yeah,
I'm sure somebody's done it, but I've not seen it before, so it's like it would be exciting for me.
Yeah. Minecraft game. Pretty cool,
man. Part of me always wants to jump into the group chats on your Discord, but I'm always so nervous, so I never do.
Well, just do it.
I should
literally just come in and like listen for a bit, because that's the biggest problem that I think people have when they join. Because someone I know did this before. You got to kind of come in and then like join a conversation. You can't really start one, and you can't on like your first joining.
Yeah,
it's kind of like when you go to a place for the first time.
Yeah,
you don't walk into a fucking like a group of people and just start talking over them. You like come in and you're like, "Hey, I'm here for a minute," and then it's like, "How's it going?"
Yeah,
and then someone says like, "Hey, who the fuck is this guy?" You're like, "I'm Nathan. I hate everything."
I don't hate everything.
You should play Minecraft with us.
It's
on Game Pass. Gavin is like asking anyone to join now.
Okay.
He asked Chris yesterday.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know how into it I'll be, but I'll check it out.
Well, also,
can you play? Question, and I know this is going to sound stupid. Can you play the PC version of Minecraft on controller?
I think so.
Okay. Then I'll check it out. Just because I don't love using mouse and keyboard. Because I play games on a couch.
And also, unless you're like going in to like fight, it's not like necessary. Like fighting the Ender Dragon is like the only thing I'm like, oh, I couldn't imagine doing this on a controller, and that's it. Every other fight, now that they have shields in Minecraft, they've been in for quite a while, but like a shield is the best thing to ever. Once you like, it was like one of the first things I built. I didn't even build armor. I built like a shield first. Because a shield blocks all damage from like creepers and stuff. So if a creeper
all damage,
yeah,
I didn't know that's how shields work.
So also you can put it in your. You have two hands.
Yeah,
you can put it in your offhand, and then when like it's right click on mouse to like raise your shield, it would probably be like left click L2 or LT or whatever. On controller. Yeah. So all you do is you hear like a creeper fall behind you. You just go, and you turn around, you hold L2 facing it. You have to be facing the direction of it, obviously. So you face the direction and it'll like bounce you back a bit, but most
can you royal guard?
What?
Can you roll a guard?
I wouldn't do it because the shield has a very iffy hitbox sometimes.
But, like, do you get anything for royal guarding?
No. Because I'm saying...
Fucking 0 out of 10.
What I'm saying is that there's been times where, like, I have lowered the shield to hit and the enemy still gets to hit me.
Oh.
Like... Enemies have like a 2 second attack cooldown, so they'll hit you. You'll see, like, usually if it's a zombie, their arms will go like this.
Yep.
Like they're bouncing, and then when they come down, there's like 2 seconds until they can hit you again, and that's when you like lower your shield and you start attacking. Same with skeletons; you can see them actually pull back the arrow, and it takes like a second for them to knock into hour. No, there is not. It is not a fucking Minecraft is not a game based on
I know
combat.
it doesn't have these things, but I wanted Ian to react to me saying that because now he's imagining if Minecraft did have witch time.
It would be stupid.
Be awesome.
Yeah.
Every game should have witch time, even games that have no combat.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley should have witch time.
Stardew Valley has combat.
Yeah, but it's but I mean, like, all the entire Animal Crossing should have witch time.
If you catch the bees as they pop out.
If you catch the bee, you just get time slow. Or no, if you manage to like successfully dodge the bee, time slows so you can catch it faster.
The bees are the most annoying fucks
Yep.
in Animal Crossing.
It's true.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing should also have dating elements because I think that's what everybody wants.
Sure.
Most of those types of games where you like build a house and like
Yeah,
live
but then
in
we
a
have to
town.
deal with the people being like, "Oh, you're a furry. You want to fuck the animals?" And it's like,
Yes,
I want to fuck.
Have you not seen that animation of the cat?
I want to yeah. I want to fuck the personalities of the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, do you know
Let's
what?
all stop acting like Lola Bunny wasn't hot.
Let's all stop acting like she still isn't hot. Because I think she
Going
still
back
is.
to original Space Jam, yeah.
I think she still is, personally.
I don't think in Space Jam 2.
I think so.
I don't know. She turned into a girl boss.
I didn't say is a good person. I said is hot.
I like it when they're a good person, though.
I like it. I don't know how girl bossy she is. Is she like that bad of a person, girl bossy?
Not really. I just don't care for her.
Okay.
Like, I think it was one of those things where it's like
Annoying.
definitely the person who it's the same with like the Pepe
It's
Le
like
Pew
written by
shit.
a 40-year-old dude.
It's been written by a 40-year-old dude who hasn't watched like the 2011 Looney Tunes show where they changed Pepe Le Pew and like Lola Bunny already.
Yeah.
Where like Lola Bunny is a drastically different character in.
Because she's so fucking goofy in
She's
that
like
show.
ditzy and shit.
Yeah.
But she's still like fine.
Yeah.
But then like and also Pepe Le Pew is
She's
like
not sexist because she's a fucking Looney Tune and all of them are stupid and
Yeah.
that's the bit.
except for Bugs.
But Bugs is still stupid sometimes.
Bugs does stupid shit, but he is the smartest one.
Yeah, his bit. Yeah, because he's always getting one over on people.
Yeah. Daffy's just a fucking idiot at all times.
Daffy is the one being gotten over on.
Yeah. But also they changed Pepe Le Pew in that show to not be
rapey.
To not be rapey at all. He's actually just a suave Frenchman who like he was friends with Lola Bunny and shit. And like it's like wow, he showed up and he wasn't creepy, but now it's like ooh, but he was creepy back then, so we
so
can't
now he's
use him
gone.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's like fuck off. Try better.
I mean, it's fine because I get it because like Pepe Le Pew isn't that exciting of a character. He is relatively one note.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because Pepe Le Pew, I would say, is a pretty offensive stereotype of the French, and
B, he's French.
and B, like kind of rapey, and so like I feel like that character already wasn't that great, but then like Speedy Gonzalez is not really that racist of an interpretation of Mexicans, and Mexicans like Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Like Mexican people are like, hell yeah.
Well, remember when? Yeah, there was like a thing where people were like, "Oh, now that we got rid of Pepe Le Pew, we should probably move on to like Speedy Gonzalez, who is like a racist interpretation of Mexicans." And it's like,
I mean, it's like
no, he's not.
arguably a bit.
You know what is a racist interpretation of Mexicans?
Yeah.
Speedy Gonzalez's friend, the slow one,
the fucked up one. Yeah, that one's bro.
Yeah,
but he stopped showing up.
He still shows up, but they don't do the bit where he's like
lazy.
I
don't want to move. I'm lazy. I'm a lazy Mexican character.
Don't look at my back. It's very wet.
Oh boy. Yeah, so cancel that character, but keep Speedy Gonzalez because everyone likes Speedy
or just
Gonzalez.
make him talk at a normal speed and just have him be like a tired guy or something.
Yeah. What would be offensive is if a Hispanic character became the next Flash and then people called him Speedy Gonzalez. That would be racist.
You know they would.
I know for a fact somebody would make that joke.
What if they? What
and
if
it would be offensive. It would be wrong.
What if in Arrow, the shitty CW show?
Yeah. If they called the white Barry Allen Speedy Gonzalez, that's not racist.
No. If because Speedy is Green Arrow's sidekick.
Oh,
what if instead of the white kid, he got like a Mexican kid, and his
like
last
Speedy.
his name was like Gonzalez or something. Like his last, it was like, my name is Enrique Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah. My name is Roy Gonzalez.
Roy Gonzalez Harper, and I play the character Speedy, so you can call me Roy Speedy Gonzalez Harper. Oh man.
Yeah. That'd still be pretty offensive.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, don't make a superhero speedster who's Hispanic and have that line happen. Just let everybody not make that joke.
Let the one racist guy
Let
in
it
the
race.
room
Yeah,
make
you know what?
the joke.
If there's a character whom is racist in the story, sure, they can make that joke, and then everyone has to be like, "That's not cool."
It's like, Dr. Psycho calling Wonder Woman a cunt, and everyone going like, "Whoa."
Which is like fair because I wouldn't want anyone to say that about Wonder Woman. That's wrong. She's a good person, and also she's fucking hot. I mean, what?
You can say it out loud. No one's gonna
Wonder
stop
Woman's
you.
hot. I'm not gonna.
She's a waifu.
Yeah, she's a waifu.
No, waifu.
She's a waifu.
She's a muscular woman that is I would like to wife. WHEYFU.
Oh. I thought you were saying like waif, like WAIF, which is like someone who's like skinny and like, and I'm like,
no,
she's the
she
opposite
skinny.
of a waif.
She's fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Hawkeye?
Oh, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that all you had to say about Minecraft? Because we got off topic.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. I just wanted to say that new, send you that fucking image, video of the hole, because it happened to me.
That's funny as fuck. But yeah, so let's talk about Hawkeye. So spoilers for the first 3 episodes of Marvel's Disney Plus's Hawkeye series. So we're going to try to bang
And also,
this.
Nathan usually sometimes just fully drops a spoiler about, like, a character from the comics.
Did I?
You've done it for other shows.
Oh.
Where, like, you would be, like, talking about a character, and you'd be like, and as we all know, is this villain? And we're like, no.
Oh,
we didn't know that.
So I didn't do that for Winter Soldier, but walking out of the theater, I was like, yeah, man, I was surprised that the people in the theater made noise. I thought everybody knew that Bucky was Winter Soldier. And Davis was like, I didn't know that.
That's funny. You had a reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Marvel stuff is just not it's like very predictable.
Yeah.
Like, also Hawkeye, very predictable.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
I was taking guesses. I was taking far off fucking guesses during the show.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the first 3 episodes with Michael.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there, and I was just going like, I bet the deaf chick with one leg is actually, like, her father was
the uncle is Kingpin.
Her uncle's Kingpin? That's who that is?
No, the uncle character who's not her uncle that multiple people refer to as uncle.
Is Kingpin?
I think is Kingpin. It looks like Vincent D'Onofrio.
Okay, you know what who I thought he was?
What?
I thought her uncle was Jack.
Jack Duquesne.
Yeah, I thought it was Jack Duquesne's.
But Jack Duquesne...
Also, the guy who's playing Jack Duquesne, with that mustache and that hair,
he looks
in the warm lighting,
he looks like that comedian.
You know who he looks? Oh, Paul F. Tompkins?
Paul F. Tompkins.
No, I was gonna say that. He honestly gives me fucking Timothy Dalton vibes.
His name is
Tony Dalton. Yeah,
is he his son?
No, he's not.
Wow.
That's what's fucked up. They go look at Timothy Dalton in Hot Fuzz when he had like the mustache and like the nice hair and shit because he was like the grocery store owner.
So the thing with Jacques Duquesne is in the comics he is Swordsmaster, who is the guy who trained Hawkeye. like is a Hawkeye's father figure. So I don't know exactly how that's gonna work out here.
They look like they're the same age, so probably won't.
Yeah, but like I'm gonna assume they know each other somehow. Like maybe they were both trained by the same guy.
Yeah,
or something, right?
But yeah, he's still a swords master or whatever.
Right. Because like there's something sus there, and also like not having one of the most important characters to Hawkeye's backstory be important to his backstory,
but is now more important to Haley
to Kate Bishop's story.
Yeah,
like that'd be weird. But yeah, so starting from the beginning, Hawkeye is about Jeremy Renner, aka Clint Barton. He's in New York for Christmas 2024, making this the furthest ahead in the timeline of any Marvel show / movie other than like parts of Loki.
Obviously, that's a time travel show. Like that can't count.
Yeah. So that's interesting and exciting. So this is probably going to have parts of it that tie into Spider-Man, I'm assuming, because they both take place in the same place at around the same time.
Yeah.
But so he's trying to spend Christmas with his kids. They go see Rogers the Musical,
and he gets like PTSD over it.
He gets PTSD over Black Widow being there, and with the Rogers the Musical thing, advertisements for this play show up all over the place throughout the show.
Yeah,
and I love the detail in every poster of Hawkeye is so fucking small. It's such a good bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they have like a fun song, and I thought that was cute. And then he leaves. He goes to the.
I thought it would have been funny if, remember in Thor 3, when he's watching, when Loki is posing as Odin and he's watching. If I know Loki, Matt Damon played Loki, so that would be hard to get back. But it was an SNL guy. Taron Killam, wasn't he Thor or something?
No, so it was Luke Hemsworth as Thor.
Oh, man, okay.
And it was Matt Damon as Loki, and it was Sam Neill as Odin.
That was Sam Neill?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But so he sees the play, which actually a bunch of those actors are like real Broadway actors. So that's like technically a cameo, but it's just something neither of us know because we don't live in fucking New York.
And also we don't give a shit about Broadway.
I think Broadway's cool, but I would go to plays more if they were closer to my home.
And weren't like
prohibitively expensive.
Yeah.
But I get why they're prohibitively expensive. Like, makes sense.
Well, especially when they're like on, because it's like one cast plays them. It's not like local cast.
Yeah.
Like there's local showings of like the huge ones. Yeah. But like when Book of Mormon was being done and shit.
Well, it's all Toronto actors, but they didn't ship the New York actors here. But
oh, they didn't?
No.
Then why don't we just have fucking Book of Mormon like for a whole year?
Because it costs money to like license the play and all that shit. Like we had it for a couple years now. But anyway. He goes to the bathroom, sees the Thanos was right graffiti, which was funny. But he ends up leaving early. They go to a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
and he gets comped the meal for free, but he's not into that. But he makes a bunch of plans. He feels bad about it, and they make him a bunch of plans for what they're going to do in the upcoming 7 days before Christmas. But simultaneously, we meet Kate Bishop.
He has a fourth kid, right?
No,
I thought she was pregnant in.
Yep, so that's the youngest kid.
That's
Nathaniel.
the youngest?
Nathaniel,
I thought he already had 3 kids.
Because he names him after he names him Nathaniel Pietro Barton after Nat and Pietro in Age of Ultron, which takes place in 10 years before Hawkeye, the TV show. But all his kids dusted, so he's probably 5. But anyway, flashing back, we got Kate Bishop. We're introduced to her. Her dad, she's born to rich parents. Her dad dies during the Battle of New York.
Yeah.
Her life is saved by Hawkeye, so she kind of becomes obsessed with being Hawkeye, and she gets like trained to be like the best fucking martial artist and bow and arrowist.
She does, yeah. As she grows up, she competes and she gets better and better and everything. I think it was a nice touch that she wasn't instantly great. Because when you see
her get fucking immediately bopped at fencing and then fucking immediately.
But then also you see in her like collection, she kept like some of her trophies. There's some silvers in there.
Yeah, and then they get replaced with better and better trophies.
Yeah.
Which is good. And then we see her destroy a bell tower, which is great.
Yeah.
So that bell tower says like Stain, so it's maybe like from the Stain family, like Obadiah Stane. So maybe get rid of it. Who fucking cares?
You know what I think is funny though?
What?
how fucking wrong she was.
Yeah.
Where she was like, what makes the ding dong fucking noise? And they were
Is it the bell or
the
is it
dangly
does the
thing.
bell move or is the dangly thing move?
Yeah, and she's like, I think it's the bell, and it's like, you're fucking wrong. It's the dangly thing.
Then it's the dangly thing,
Yeah.
and then, but that destroys
Well,
the entire
actually,
fucking bell
what
tower.
it is with bell towers and shit, it's that the bell starts the swing, but then the dangly thing is the part that makes the noise.
Yeah.
So if you just move the dangly thing around, it'll make the noise, not as long. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it destroys the bell tower, which is great.
Yeah, she
Then
gets expelled from school.
Yeah, and she comes home to New York to meet her mom, who is sus in the murder of her father. IMO.
You think she killed her father and it wasn't like a thing that happened during the Battle of New
feel
York?
like it's sus. We didn't see him die. We didn't see his body. We didn't see him die. She's already sus as fuck.
Yeah, I also
in the
thought,
comics, it's her dad who's like a criminal fuck up. I think
because
and
all the
mom's dead.
villains, like the tracksuit mafia, was wearing red,
Yeah.
and she like wears red the entire time. I was like, what if she's the boss?
I think she's involved in a different way. But
Well, she is, because Armand the Third, she has like a conversation with him before he dies. Also,
he's cool.
how many fucking Armands is there in between the Armand the Third, who is probably like a 70-year-old man, and Armand the Seventh, who is like an 8-year-old boy?
Yeah.
That would mean that Armand the Third has a child, Armand the Fourth. That man, therefore, has a kid.
So he's like a great
Yeah, there's too many greats, is what I'm saying. He would have to have a kid,
or
he was like,
or it could be like a George Foreman type deal, where he named all his kids George.
I think they just didn't consider the numbers.
I think they're just like, it's funny, fuck it. It's funny to be 7.
Yeah, it would mean that like he would have
One
to
thing
be,
that they didn't really make clear was that fucking it's his nephew who Jack is.
Yeah, they I think they're trying to not make that clear.
Yeah, but they like say it. They say it in episode 2. They're like, it's his nephew. But like it's like they say it like we've already told you that in episode 1, and it's like, that's not what you said. You just said they were related somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And clearly they don't like each other that much or something.
Yeah.
You know, actually I thought it was his son, not his nephew.
Nope, nephew. In the comics,
like his second kid or something, like because obviously Jack doesn't have any kids.
Mm-hmm. In the comics he's his dad.
And his dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in this it's nephew. But also in the comics he's Jock Duquesne, like J-A-Q-U-E-S. But
yeah,
in this
one he's Jack.
But so we get to know Mommy's dating Jack. They're gonna get fucking engaged, or they're getting engaged.
They are engaged.
They are engaged. They're gonna get married.
And that is spilled to
she wears a tuxedo when she's supposed to wear a dress.
Oh, I think it's like a suit.
Sexy is what it is.
It's fine.
I love it. I love a good girl in a suit vibe, personally. How do you feel about it?
It's fine.
It's fine.
I
just love Haley Steinfeld and Kate Bishop. So like this is perfect for me.
It's more in character for her to show up in that suit than her is to show up in like
a dress.
Because her mom's like, oh, go wear that red dress or something. Like if
she wears a black suit.
If she came in like a black cocktail dress, as a fuck you to her mom, I'd be like, no,
that's not the vibe.
She's like, she's 22 in the show.
Yeah,
she's like, and she's a rich kid who's definitely going through like peak rebellion for rich kids.
Yeah,
so like
yeah. Anyway, she finds this underground auction that includes some items from Avengers Compound.
The watch definitely. I think the watch
has to be something.
I bet the watch has because it was with Ronin stuff.
Yeah.
I bet the watch has details on who Ronin is.
I think that's potentially true, but I think also potentially like it could be because like Hawkeye never wore a watch even as Ronin, right?
Yeah.
Like so, like
or it could have like a dated SD card inside of it that makes people like would give them enough information that they could figure out.
My vibe
who
is
he
that
was.
the watch either has to deal with Tony Stark because he wears watches, or Black Widow to like tie into the fact that we know that the second Black Widow, Yelena Belova, is going to be in here.
Also, is Hawkeye being unlucky a thing always?
Like, what do you mean unlucky?
Because the way I've been looking at the show is that Hawkeye is not a very lucky man because he doesn't rely on luck He's pure skill.
Yeah.
Same with
in the comics,
Kate Bishop.
He's a bit of a fuck up. Yeah.
Yeah, because you get to a point where you're so skilled, you're so dexterous.
Yeah.
Luck doesn't affect you anymore because luck is not like
Yeah.
they're just so good that luck is no longer a factor.
Yeah.
So that's why when bad shit happens to them, it's because they don't have any luck. Or they have made luck into a skill.
Yeah.
Of like being like, well, I know how to manipulate the odds for this thing to work. Like the fucking Pym arrow thing.
The Pym arrow thing's sick.
Yeah. I was like, I know it was going to happen, and Michael forgot who Hank Pym was.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I obviously knew that was going to happen. As soon as he pulled out and it said Pym, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Which also makes me think, is Hank Pym now working with them a bit?
The new Stark to making tech for the Avengers?
Or, yeah, I guess Wasp could be doing it.
Yeah.
Because
she's also sort of
she's a genius as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Hawkeye has a lot more trick arrows in this series.
Yeah.
Is that a retcon because he's a less interesting character before? Or is it that there's change has happened? Who knows? Could be both. But excuse me. Anyway, she steals the Ronin outfit when the thing gets attacked by the Tracksuit Mafia / the Tracksuit Draculas, as they were referred to in the comic run. Kazi is there, but Kazi is a character who like shouldn't be as normal as he is.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be hot, but he also like when he kills people dresses up as like a Eastern European clown.
He's American Kit Harington.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Russian.
No, but I mean like the guy playing him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like he looks like Kit Harington.
Yeah, he does.
Which is two guys in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that
Who
look the same.
the exact same.
Yeah.
Same with Blade and Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's Mahershala Ali. Yeah, but that one's like I know that it's in the universe still.
Yeah, but it's not on Netflix.
But it's now that Netflix it's gone off of Netflix and
I'm standing by here. It's gonna be fucking Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin in this fucking show. That's who Uncle is, and that's gonna confirm that the Netflix shows are still canon.
I think what they should do is
and then maybe Charlie Cox is gonna show up as Daredevil.
Bring Charlie Cox back.
Bring him back. Put him in She-Hulk, or put him in the Echo series that's going to spin off of this.
Like clearly Disney does like kind of like to poke fun at their fans a little bit with that shit with like Evan Peters and all that.
Yeah.
As returning
as
Netflix
shows, like in the canon of the Netflix shows, like the rest of the MCU exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was before everyone decided to start having their own streaming services,
Yeah.
and Netflix was like, "Yeah, Netflix, you can go fucking."
And also, like, straight up, that Daredevil show is really fucking good, and I really liked Jessica Jones as well.
Yeah, and there's some good parts of Luke Cage. But,
Luke Cage has cool shit.
Yeah, like
Iron
that
Fist
part
sucks.
Like I don't know, that one part. It's like in the first episodes where he raids Cottonmouth's fucking like
yeah,
things.
and like they're all shooting at him, and they keep.
But he also has that line against that like one with that like one black kid who calls him the N-word, and he goes like, "You gonna call me that on Martin Luther King Boulevard?"
Yeah,
and cause he's like literally that was like very well done Luke Cage shit, because that's what Luke Cage is.
Yeah,
is like a guy who is so into like Black Power shit.
Yeah,
that like
he's a good dude.
He's gonna fucking rant and rave at you.
Yeah.
Like, Luke Cage and Huey from fucking the Boondocks have, like, the same shit going on.
Similar energy, yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Luke Cage was good, too. Like, honestly, and those characters, like, were all pretty well cast.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But especially, I really want to see Matt Murdock again.
Yeah. If out of all of them, Matt Murdock,
yeah,
for sure.
For sure the most. Just because I think he'd fit in well in the, like, even with some of these other guys. I'd want... More than any of these other characters, like, I want to see Matt Murdock beat Spider-Man. I want to see him meet She-Hulk.
Yeah,
like, I want to see him hang out there with the rest of the world.
If Hawkeye does any fucking bullshit, where it's just like, oh, the Duquesne family is like trying to take over the world or something, I'll be like, fuck off. Just give me a small condensed story that happened.
I think that's what's going on here. Is like it's a New York crime story.
Yeah,
like I don't see this going like huge. Because, like, it's Hawkeye.
But yeah, that was, like, the best part. That was, like, that's, like, what the MCU TV show should be.
Yeah.
Is small, contained stories. Mm-hmm. That, like, yeah, there's references outside, but you should be able to watch the shows without having seen every single thing or every other show.
Yeah.
Which currently we are at that point. Like until, actually, yeah, no, we're still at that point because like U.S. Agent's not going to show up in Hawkeye.
No.
Like no fucking Captain Sam ain't going to show up. Bucky's not going to show up.
I think that's going to be like, there's going to be a bit where the movies obviously like require the show watching.
If the movies requiring show watching, no problem. Shows requiring movie watching,
I don't think that's a problem. You need to watch the movies to get what the fuck's going on.
Not every single movie.
No, but at least like Endgame.
Yeah. I'm saying past Endgame.
Yeah.
That's when because they're really going to saturate the market with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're already getting like, we've had like
6
TV shows.
No, oh, sorry. For TV shows, we've had
4.
This is 5, I think.
So Hawkeye,
right?
Loki,
Yeah.
What If,
Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision.
Yeah, so that's 5.
Yep. 5 shows. We had 3 movies so far.
Yeah,
this
where
year.
like WandaVision's going to lead into Doctor Strange 2.
Yep, but potentially also like Spider-Man that's about to come out. Cause that's like also
Captain America.
They're getting it. That's Captain America 4 is announced. And it's going to be a follow-up to Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Loki is what was that one?
Ant-Man, but also it's getting a season 2.
Yeah, Loki season 2, but also Ant-Man
Quantumania, because Kang the Conqueror.
Hawkeye, don't know where the fuck it's going to go. I think it's just going to be another person joining the Thunderbolts.
I think, yeah. So I think that Hawkeye is going to tie into that whole storyline from like the post-credits of Black Widow and Falcon and Winter Soldier, where like the Thunderbolts or whatever, Julia Louis-Dreyfus' whole deal is going to be. And I think that's probably going to lead into a movie.
I think so as well, where we'll get like U.S. Agent in as like the leader of the Thunderbolts, Yelena as Black Widow 2, also part of the Thunderbolts.
I feel like Yelena might join the Avengers because of what she sees in Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop is probably going to join. I'm saying that I think there's going to be a huge cast that join the Thunderbolts.
Maybe I think what it's going to be is Thunderbolts are going to wind up fighting the Young Avengers. Or that's going to be one movie.
Or I think the Thunderbolts are going to have their own movie, realize they're being like manipulated by like a new Hydra sect or something, and then all go back off on their own. Like they're all going to go be like, whoa, that was fucked up that we were almost taken advantage of by Thunderbolt Ross and Madam Hydra. I can't remember her character's name.
Yeah.
So then they'll probably go off and like join up with the good guys. Like maybe U.S. Agent will go and actually work under like Captain America. It's one really good joke on TikTok.
Yeah.
What do I do here?
I don't know. Yeah.
There's one really good joke on TikTok where it's like, did Steve in Wonder Woman 1984 gets surprised and mesmerized by the fact by an escalator, despite the fact that they were started commonly appearing in malls in 1912, 6 years before he dies in 1918. This is because Wonder Woman in 1984 is a bad movie.
I would say that's probably not the thing about the movie that's bad.
I just think it's a funny joke.
That is funny.
I think I just saw another one with Tokyo Revengers where it's like, if you get to this part in Tokyo Revengers, you will understand that the next 24 episodes were a mistake.
Oh, no. Okay. But yeah, Hawkeye, they're all good. They're all good. They meet up. Pizza Dog great.
Yeah.
They haven't named him Lucky yet. Potentially they won't. That's not a spoiler because that's literally the first issue of Matt Fraction's Hawkeye that I got you.
It's also the name of a dog.
Yeah. Well, the bit is like so the dog's one of the Russians' dogs, and like then the dog gets fucking injured when Hawkeye's trying to do some shit.
Yeah.
And so he takes it to a vet, and then they're like tries to get them to fix the dog, and that's when he loses his eye. Mm-hmm. And then it's like he's like, fuck it, I guess you're my dog. And he looks at the name tag and it says the dog's name is Quiver, and he's like, nah, fuck that, you're lucky. Because like it's too on the nose to have a dog named Quiver if you're Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Or no, it's Arrow, not Quiver.
Still, yeah.
It's 2 on the nose. They're like, no, your name. I'm gonna call you Lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway,
action's semi good in the show so far.
Action's quite good, especially in episode 3.
Yeah, with the deaf girl fight.
Yeah, Echo.
Yeah,
Maya Lopez, played by Alakia Cox, who is actually deaf IRL.
I have a question.
Yep.
Okay, so she's Latino?
Yep.
Was her dad?
Yep.
I don't know. I thought they were native.
Maybe.
Could be both.
Could be.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Could be that the background is indigenous to Mexico. Like,
yeah.
So they're both.
Yeah.
Who knows? Certainly not me. The actor who plays her dad does a great job.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about good shit, and like, okay, I love Kate Bishop in this entire show. I think Haley Steinfeld does an amazing job with the character. She's awesome. Haley Steinfeld, why do you get to be Kate Bishop and Spider-Gwen into the Spider-Verse? Because I'm that good, motherfucker.
Because I got a good voice.
Yeah. I mean, she's great. But a scene where, like, Jeremy Renner, who is an actor in person whom I don't think is very good, gives it a really good performance in that scene where he can't hear his son on the phone, and she's like...
Yeah.
That's a great scene. Like, I was like, that's really good. Again, this whole show, a character who's been in the MCU for 10 years that I did not really like, and in 3 episodes of the show, I find myself really liking it.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy Renner got in somehow.
Yeah. Well, he does have chops. He does have chops as an actor. It's just he's a bad man.
Yeah. And also, like, he was, like, in Avengers 1, not great.
Yeah.
Thor, he's not even, like, fucking not even in it.
Yeah.
But then Avengers 2, it's like, we'll give him some more lines.
I think, yeah, in Avengers 2, like, him and his family, like, I think is a really good part of that movie. Yeah. I know some people can't stand it.
I also like the fucking jokes going throughout the movie where he's like, he's going like, don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or he's like, don't have anything or like that. And then they're like...
hey, man, I said I didn't have a girlfriend. He has a wife.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Which is a good bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, really liking the show so far. Really glad that it exists. I think they've been adapting it well. I am cautious about the man whom was introduced at the LARP by the name of Grills.
Yeah.
Just because, that's a character named after a character in the comics.
I thought the LARP thing was funny. The
LARP thing is funny.
I thought he was like, it was going to be one of those things where he's like, oh, this is for nerds.
He hates it, but then he ends up liking it.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Well, he's like, it was fine, but then he's like, this is cool, whatever. I'm glad you guys do this, but I need to go.
Yeah.
I need that fucking suit.
That's great.
Yeah.
I did like that because it's like the entire show is about him going from like gruff guy to like, hey, I'm like a good guy.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Anyway, the Hawkeye's good. They still should have paid David Aja because there are multiple sequences that just fucking rip off his art.
Yeah. And
they should have given him more money because of that.
And the show is not like it's like an indie show or anything.
Yeah.
It's by Disney.
Yep.
The most profitable company in the world.
Yeah, so like that sucks. Have you read any of the Hawkeye book yet or no?
No.
Okay. You should.
I should, yes.
It's good. It's good. Not just because I got it for you. Like, I don't give a fuck if you don't care, don't read it. But
yeah,
it's a good book. You should check it out.
I've just been mostly playing Minecraft.
That's fair. All right, guys. I think that's the episode.
That's it.
The car chase scene was cool.
Yeah,
fucking awesome, and also straight out of the comics.
Oh, also that one fucking joke where they're on the train and they're like, she's talking to him, but he's like, can't hear her.
And they end up saying the same thing?
Yeah, she's like, but then she's like talking, she's talking about the dog and all that, but then he just goes like,
you call yourself the best.
You are like a really good archer or whatever. And then she's like, but then she just was like, I wonder if the dog needs to go.
Oh, yeah, the dog, he's been cooped up all day. He needs to be taken for a walk. And then she smiles. That's great. It's a good scene. I like their chemistry together. And again, like, after the show, who knows if Clint's going to make it through the show or not. He may die. But I really want to see more of Kate.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting out of this. I hope they do that, like, Young Avengers thing that people are saying that they seem to be doing, because we've got Billy and Tommy already been introduced. We've had Billy and Tommy, Wiccan and Speed
Oh yeah,
from WandaVision.
but they're dead.
Yeah, sort of. But, when's the last time a comic character let that stick?
I think that would probably. I think maybe that's what Wanda's like powers is working on when she's meditating up in that.
Yeah,
shed
she's
or
trying to get
whatever.
her kids back.
Is she's gonna try and bring her kids back and all that?
And I think they're going to be Wiccan and Speed because they already did like that whole thing.
I think she'll bring them back, but I think they're going to like rapidly age again, like they were before, and they'll probably hit like 18 or something.
Be in their teens.
Yeah,
or the early 20s. Also, Eli Bradley, we saw. It's like
yeah. Well, obviously they aren't going to do like Young Avengers in the comics is probably like kids that are like 15 to 18 or something.
Actually, the thing I like about Young Avengers is
they're not a Teen Titans equivalent.
They're not necessarily even in high school. Like they're like in their late teens. Wiccan and Hulkling, by the way, have the best fucking relationship in the world in comics because they're gay and they love each other, and that's awesome. Also, like, Stature, I guess Cassie Lang has also already been introduced. And she's one of the Young Avengers.
What does she become?
Stature.
Is that like another Ant-Man?
Girl Ant-Man.
That's the Wasp.
No, because...
But so she has shrinking powers.
Yeah. Shrinking and growing.
Oh, yeah, she's an
adult now.
Well,
or she's, like, whatever.
It's been 5 years. He left when she was, like, 12 or whatever.
She's played by an adult now.
She's, like, 13. So now she's probably, like, 15.
She was played by an adult woman.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
But guess what? The fucking Maisie Williams played Arya Stark for 8 years, who never aged past the age of 13, but she is a 20-year-old woman.
But yeah, so we're maybe we'll get Cassie in there. We'll get some other people.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more of this podcast, youtube.com/N8SComedy. That's the video version. We're also on all sorts of apps where you can listen to audio, including Spotify. If you want to follow me, I'm at The Media Hole on Twitter, on TikTok, at The Media Hole, twitch.tv/The Media Hole, www.whenyourballs.get-stuck-to-your-leg.tumblr.com. If you want to follow Ian, he is at StrugglesV everywhere. He recently came under fire because he said that women should have access to abortion, but it should be very difficult.
Thanks.
All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.